All right, shalom. The Hebrew Israelites coming week in and week out to prophesy the downfall and destruction of American Babylon the Great. Tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that you the true biblical Israelites. It's time for you to repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And we're going to start off in today's lesson. Before that, we're going to give all praise and honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, B'Kakadash.
Double honor to the apostles, the elders, the great millstones, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Bring it out, bro.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost.
Read it again, bro.
But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost.
If our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Now, who is this speaking of? The 2/3 of our nation, right? And also the heathen, the natural Gentiles. Okay? This gospel, which is this good news, it is hid to them. All right? Why? Because they are lost. Hey, read it again. Somebody give me Romans 11 and 7.
But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Yeah. Right? Verse 4. And whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not.
Right. So the God of this world blinded them what and what?
The minds of them which believe not.
Right, man. The God of this world, Esau, Edom, man. Okay? That's who has been blinded. Who got Romans 11 and 7? Bring it out.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 7. What then Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blind.
Right, so when I mentioned, I said the 2/3, this gospel is hidden to them. Why? Because they're not a part of the elect, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. You see? So when we make these statements, we can back it up with the scriptures. All right? The 2/3 is gospel. You see? So the gospel wasn't given to the 2/3. Can you read Romans 11 7 again?
This is Romans chapter 11 verse 7.
Can you give me Matthew 10 and 6, Brother Taziar?
What then Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
So like I said before, because I don't know if the camera picked me up, right? So the election have obtained the gospel, man. But to the rest of the people of our nation, the 2/3, this gospel is hidden to them. See? They can't receive this gospel. You see? They haven't been given the ears to understand. Can you give me Isaiah 6 and 9, Brother Kashab? All right? Oh, bring it out.
This is Isaiah chapter 6 and I'll start at verse 8. And I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? And who will go for us? Then said I, here I am, send me. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. And see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
Right, so this is talking about the 2/3 of our people, man. So what the Lord did, he had an angel put a spiritual block on these people's minds. Put a spiritual block on these people's eyes. So they wouldn't what? So they wouldn't hear. So they wouldn't perceive. So they wouldn't understand. So they wouldn't convert and back into this thing to be what? Healed. You see? So these people are blinded. The gospel is hidden to them. You still got that too? Okay, got those precepts?
Yeah. We got a little bit more in here too. It says, then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitants, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate.
So that's how long our people are going to stay in that mind state. Okay? Till America, Babylon the Great is destroyed. Ain't no waking them up. You see? They got a spiritual slumber on them. They got a spiritual block on them, so they can't wake up. So can you read Romans 11 and 7 one more time?
Romans 11 verse 7. What then Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Right, go ahead.
According as it is written.
According as it is written, we're at, go ahead.
The Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear, unto this day.
Yep, see? And now where did we just read that at? In the book of Isaiah, the 6th chapter. See? So these people was already set up. These people were already ordained to not receive this gospel, this good news. But the election have attained it, and the rest were blinded. You got it, brother.
All right, so this is the book of John, chapter 15 and verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that you should go forth and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask the Father in my name, he may give it you. But the point is, you have not chosen me, I have chosen you, is what the Most High said, right? Okay, so those that will be a part of the elect, and those that will get this understanding have been hand-selected by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai from the beginning. See? Another precept, Ephesians 2 and 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of the Most High. You see? So this is the gift of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? The elect have obtained it. Not because they were some special individuals of their own selves. No, the Most High preordained that spirit to receive the gospel, to fall into that lot of being a prophet.
The book of John 10 verse 7. Then said Yahweh Shai to them again, verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth life for the sheep. But he that is a hireling, and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth them, and scattereth the sheep.
Right? So, hey, Yahweh Shai is the good shepherd, man. Right? And then his sheep hear his voice too, man. Right? He says all that came before him are robbers and thieves, man. Right? So the Lord, when you hear the Lord's voice, man, the elect, they hear the Lord's voice, they're gonna follow him. Right? Whithersoever he goes. Right?
Verse 13. The hireling fleeth, because he is an hireling, and careth not for the sheep. I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and I am known of mine. As the Father knoweth me, even so I know I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. And the other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also I must bring. They shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd.
Right. So and then the other fold is talking about, obviously, of course, the sheep is talking about Israelites. Okay. Now, more specifically, it's talking about the elected Israel.
I need to get a
Right?
portable charger.
In this time around, right? Because the rest of Israel will be saved in the kingdom.
Right, because back then it was talking about the northern kingdom, because Yahweh Shai was around who? The southern kingdom.
Right? That's the sheep of that other fold.
Yep. Matter of fact, go ahead.
The book of Matthew 7 and 13, because above that, Yahweh Shai said, he is the door, right? So look at this precept, Matthew 7 and 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. So if he's the gate, you cannot enter into the kingdom, you cannot get to the Father except through Yahweh Shai. You see? And there be few that find it. Only the elect are going to find it. I just wanted to make that point.
All right, let's go into that sheet, bro. Bring yours out, Abiyah.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 17.
Go ahead, bring it up, go ahead.
Israel is a scattered sheep.
Israel is a scattered sheep, so that sheep that is speaking of are the Israelites. These people you see on this sign. Go ahead.
The lions have driven him away.
Uh-huh.
First, the king of Assyria hath devoured him.
Right, the king of Assyria, who's that talking about? Who did they devour? They devoured the northern kingdom, right? That's who the northern kingdom was given into the hand of. Go ahead.
And last, this Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, hath broken his bones.
Right, and Nebuchadnezzar, okay? The southern kingdom went into whose hands? The king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar. Yeah, that's it. Yours, brother.
This is Matthew chapter 10. You want me to start at 5?
Yep.
In verse 5. These 12 Yahweh Shai sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles.
Go not into the way of the Gentiles. Go not into the way of the heathen. Go not into the way of these other nations. Edomites, right? Elamites, Moabites, Ammonites, Ishmaelites, all you heathen nations, man. Go ahead.
and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not,
Right?
but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of
That's
Israel.
what this thing is about. He says, go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. See, our people are lost. Our people don't know who they are. Our people have lost their heritage. We have lost our homeland. We have lost our identity, vocab. We lost our identity, you see? But through prophecy, the Lord is waking us back up. We had put, the identity is being put back on us, that flesh. You see? And we calling on our powers. Yahweh Shema said, the scripture says, in the land of their captivity, they shall call on my name, roughly paraphrasing. And that's what we are doing.
Right.
See?
And, hey, you know what? And it says in the land of their captivity, the Jews over there in Israel right now, if they were really the Jews, that's not the land of their captivity, right?
Mhm.
So wouldn't they be, how would they fit the prophecy if they're not in captivity calling on the name of the Lord?
Furthermore, the prophecy even in Deuteronomy 28 said that for your disobedience, you will fall under these certain curses. You would not be blessed. You would not possess the land. You will build houses you would not dwell in. Wait a minute now. Nobody on this planet Earth can say they keep the laws 100%. So why are they being blessed? Because they're not the people, man. We're the people, man. You see? But see, that's why you Christians don't deal with prophecy, man. You mention prophecy and you furl up like a little baby, man. Go ahead.
Right.
Keep going.
Taziar, you got something more?
In verse 7, and as ye go, preach saying, the kingdom of heaven is at
And
hand.
that's what we are preaching, man. We're telling our people know that the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. And the scripture says, wake up. It's a high time to wake up out of sleep. See? Go ahead.
Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, freely give.
And that's it on that. And that's what we're doing through the Spirit, man. Hey, our people are getting healed. Hey, we getting healed through the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Hey, these words are comfort, man. You see, our people are actually getting healed behind this word, man. You see? You getting a precept for that? You see? The ones that receive this true gospel, the ones that receive this word, hey, because our people are sick, man. You see, and we need healing. And what our people don't understand that the healing that they're looking for lies right in front of them. The Holy Scripture. Somebody give me Psalms 119 and 50. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 61 and verse 1. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. The Spirit of the Lord Yahweh is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord, and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, and to give unto them beauty for ashes, and oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, and that he might be glorified. Right?
Yeah, guys, but it's just another precept. Luke 22, not to get to the point, like 32, it says, but I have prayed for thee that thy faith fail not. And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren. You know, so that's what we do when we get converted and we learn, then we support and we help the elect, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, and it says, you know, we're here to bind up the brokenhearted, man. Right? A lot of our people are brokenhearted, man. We're sick. We're in these conditions and we don't understand why we're in these conditions, right? Right? Without the knowledge of the scriptures, you know? Right? We're wondering why we don't have peace with our family, peace with our women, right? Why we're always sick, getting sick, you know? Why Esau always kicking our ass, right? We wonder about that, man. But through the scriptures, we receive comfort and we understand, oh, this is the punishment of the Most High, right? This is the punishment, and soon the punishment will be over, and we won't have to deal with this anymore.
That's right, bro. That's right. Abiyah, you got something to Taziar?
I was going to grab something in Baruch.
I got this, Psalms chapter 119 and verse 50. This is my comfort in my affliction, for thy word hath quickened me.
That's right. Read 2 more verses up, bro.
This is Psalms 119 and chapter 4, verse 48. My hands also will I lift up unto thy commandments, which I have loved. and I will meditate in thy statutes. Remember the word unto thy servant, upon which thou hast caused me to hope. This is my comfort in my affliction, for thy word hath quickened me.
Right, so we know that he talked King David speaking of the Holy Scriptures, man. Hey, this is our comfort in our affliction, man. You see, hey, this is the only thing that really truly gives us comfort. Money ain't doing it, women ain't doing it, right? These little different things of this world, it ain't doing it. It cannot give you the comfort that the Scriptures give you. It might comfort you for that little while, hey, but this word comforts you a lot longer, more lasting. You know what I'm saying? I got a precept. This is the book of 1 Maccabees. I'll start at 1 Maccabees 12 verse 9. It says, I'll start at verse 7. It says, there were letters sent in times past unto Anias, the high priest from Darius, who reigned then among you, to signify that you are our brethren, as a copy here underwritten doeth specify. At which time Anias entreated the ambassador that was sent honorably and received the letters wherein the declaration was made of the league and friendship. Now this is going into the brothers, the Maccabees brothers, writing letters to who? The Lacedaemonians, which we come to find out when you read the Holy Bible are Israelites. Okay, that movie that you see, the Men of 300, right? Them is all supposed to be so-called dark-colored people, individuals, because those were Israelites. See, the Bible tells you that.
Yeah, that's why Leonidas had that big beard on.
Right. Right. Verse 9 it says, therefore we also, albeit we need none of these things, but that we have the holy books of Scripture in our hands to comfort us. You see? So we got the holy books in our hands, which is the Scripture, to comfort us. So what we're going into is this is our comfort. This is all we need in our affliction, because we are being afflicted. You see, we are a nation that is mourning. So this is the comfort that we have.
Yep, and the promises of the future prophecies and these different things comfort you, because you know that there's hope, man. You know, there's a reward for them that do good. 1 Thessalonians 4, and I'll just get to the point, read verse 18. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. Okay, so that's what we do with the Scriptures. All right. I got another precept here. Romans 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the Scriptures might have hope. You see? So that's why we go through the whole road, man. You know what I'm saying? You Christians like to cut out the prophecies in the past. But those prophecies contain our hope, man. The hope of the children of Israel, man. Those prophecies contain the words that let us know that there's a reward for what we're doing, man. For abstaining from pork, from abstaining from these things that the Most High said He don't like. You see, we know there's a reward. Why? Because we go through the whole road, all the things written aforetime. We use those to comfort ourselves, man.
I got a precept right here too. This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 16. It says, the Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. And if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with the Mashiach. If so be that we suffer with him, that we may also be glorified together. Right? So that's part of the hope that we're looking for, man. Right? Being in the sufferings of Yahushua, okay? When the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and then receiving that same reward. Right? It says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Right? So the suffering we're going through now, man, in the kingdom, it's not even going to compare, man. It's going to outshadow all the sufferings. Right? It says, for the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willing, but by reason of him who has subjected the same in hope. Right? So we're in these messed up situations, but the Lord still gave us hope. Right? So he didn't just leave us high and dry. You know, he gave us hope through these scriptures, man.
Right? The creature made subject to vanity. That's speaking of us, man. Hey, that's why we continually go on. That's why, what is it, the body or the flesh earnestly groan?
Creation grown.
Right. That's speaking of us, man. So we almost programmed to go off. But in the kingdom, what? We're going to be programmed in righteousness. We ain't going to go off. The law, statutes, and commandments are going to be written in our inward parts.
Ultimately, the whole earth is waiting too, because you said the first going to rejoice when the fella's taken down, referring to Esau, man.
The fir
The
trees.
trees, the trees going to be like, man, he through cutting us down, man. Hey, these animals, man, living in this decrepit state, man, they're going to rejoice too.
Yeah. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
That's right.
But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. See?
Yeah, what he said.
Quick.
Job, verse 8, Job chapter 8, and verse 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their father.
Prepare thyself for the search of their fathers, man. So the brother just read the scriptures are aforetime were written for our learning. So we gotta go search out through the scriptures and see what was taking place and going on back then, and try to, first of all, mimic the ways of Yahweh Shema Mashah first and foremost. Then also our righteous forefathers. You see, why wouldn't we want to be like Noah? Why wouldn't we want to be like Lot? Why wouldn't we want to be like King David, man, the adultery? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't we want to be like King Solomon, man, this is going on?
Well, see, that's the beautiful. That's the beautiful part of being able to see the full story,
Right.
And look at other people's things where they fell short, and then give you a chance to not do that, man. You see what I'm saying?
What did it say? Learning from other people's experience.
That's right. That's right. You know, and the scriptures also say, "I come in the volume of the book; it is written of me." And another way when you Christians go off, because what it says that if you can acknowledge that Yahweh Shai is the Word, okay. The scriptures also say Jesus Christ the same today, yesterday, and forever, right? Just, I hate to use that term, but that's what it says verbatim. Okay, so wait a minute. If he the word and he's the same, then why ain't you going into the words that was before? That's him too, ain't it? How you taking half of it? We're gonna cut him in half, or we just want the top half of Yahweh Shai. You niggas is crazy, man. You gotta take the whole thing or nothing, man. That's a part of bearing that cross, man. Take on that full cup, man. All the bitter and all the sweet, they come with all the scriptures.
Say search the script. That's what they say. Search the scriptures.
So for in them, you think you have eternal life. That's right. You wrong if you think you can do whatever you want to get.
Okay. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 2, and I'll start at 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people.
Hey, bro, is there something above that, Salakia? Is something like about verse 28?
28. Come on.
If there's some, hey, brother, I'll also remember too, bro. If there's some meat, hey, let's get all the meat off that bone.
Come on. I'll start at 27. O Lord, our power, thou hast dealt with us after all thy goodness, and according to all that great mercy of thine, as thou spakest by the servant Moses in the day when this command him to write the law before the children of Israel.
For the children of Israel. See, so we were the ones that was given instruction, reproof, correction, and righteousness. Go ahead.
Saying, if ye will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, where I will scatter them. For I knew they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember
Read
themselves.
that part again, last part.
But in the land of their captivities they shall remember
One more
themselves.
time, bro.
But in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves.
Now, as a group, are we in captivity?
Yes.
We're in captivity. But the rest of Jake, you still got that, the gospel be hid to them that are lost, right? They don't understand that we're in captivity. They don't understand that. They don't understand that we have been sold to our enemies. They can't accept that. They won't receive that. We can read it straight out of the Bible. But then what will they tell us? Well, you know, it's 2020. You know, we're in a different time, right? Those were old Bible times. But they say, oh, those were the old Bible days. That happened in Bible times. Like the Bible don't exist now.
Baruch chapter 2.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what does scripture say though, right? There's no new thing under the sun, right? So that was in old Bible times, but you got the same spirits back here doing the same thing. So it all still applies.
Right. Oh, well, because according to them, the Bible don't exist. They use the Bible when they want to use the Bible. When we start talking about the prophecy, things like that, well, you know, that's just old Bible time. You know, I don't
The
think,
Old Testament.
I don't think that really matters right now. You know what I'm saying?
2020. God is elevated. God is a modern God now.
Yeah, come on, man. That's madness. But if our gospel be head, it is head to those or to them that are lost. So we understand that. Okay? We understand. You alright? Go, bro.
This is verse 31. And shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I give them an heart and ears to hear.
Right, so I am the Lord, their power. You see? So they try to say, well, we don't read the context and we're not reading the scriptures, right? Well, when you go into the word their, that's a possessive pronoun. So that we know that's speaking to a specific group of people. So who is the their? Those are Israelites. Because he said, I'm gonna give them a heart and ears to what, bro?
To hear.
To hear.
Yeah,
And
so like
we're hearing it. Hey, as the brother Abiyar read, what he says, Romans 11 and 7. 7 and 9, not quick. Quote what Romans 11 and 7 is true.
Romans 11 and 7 for the election. For
That's what I have obtained,
that's what you're seeking for.
but the election have obtained it,
and the rest were blinded. Right, the water. See, so we were given those ears to hear and to understand. Go ahead, bro.
verse 32. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity.
Oh, we not doing that. Hey, we start off the street preaching by saying what? All praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Go ahead.
And think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds. For they shall remember the way of their fathers which sinned before the Lord.
Oh, we not doing that? Oh, we not doing that. Didn't say, and inquire thee, I pray thee, of the former age, to the search of their fathers, roughly paraphrasing? We're doing that. So we're searching the scriptures. We're seeing what our righteous forefathers done. We're seeing the different things that our wicked forefathers done too, and we're learning from the mistakes.
Precept 2 just tying in. Deuteronomy 32 and 7. Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee. Right. So we're going to be able to look into the past and see, well, that was going on. This is the punishment that happened because of that. Most I said he don't like that. We ain't going to do that. We ain't going to do that to the best of our ability, you know?
Right, bro.
Verse 34. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished.
Right. Somebody grab Genesis. Is it the 17th chapter, around the 15th verse, when our promise was made to Abraham for his seed? 12. Okay, 12. Read over, brother.
Baruch 2 and 34. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it. And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished.
Yep.
Verse 34. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished.
Right. So the Most High is going to honor His promise. You know what I'm saying? And it tells you in the book of Hebrews, I believe it's chapter 6, okay, that He swore by Himself, for He could swear by no greater, okay. And He's going to make known the vessels of mercy. He's going to make known the immutability of His counsel, okay. So His counsel is not able to be mutated. It's not going to change. It said, and that He could not lie. I may have to grab that, but the Most High did not lie. And for His promises' sake, and His word, and His name's sake, first and foremost, He's going to keep the oath that He made to Abraham.
Right. See? Read that again, one more time, brother.
Verse 34. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it. And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished.
Right, so that land that it's speaking of is what? The land of Israel, man. It's also known as the land of Canaan. Okay? Now, I'll get it. The book of Genesis 17, I'll start at verse 4. It says, as for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Now he's speaking to our forefather Abraham, right? Verse 5, neither shall thy name anymore be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations, for an everlasting covenant to be a God unto thee and to thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God. And God, or in the Most High, said unto Abram, thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore thou and thy seed after thee in their generations. This is my covenant which he shall keep between me and you, and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you shall be circumcised.
So that's the everlasting covenant. The land is an everlasting possession. You see what I mean? So the Most High promised that. The scriptures say he is not a man that he shall lie. Okay? So when he promised that to Abraham, hey, it's going to come to pass. And we know through the scriptures that it fell on Isaac and then Jacob after their father Abraham.
Right.
That's it. It rested upon Jacob.
Ooh, that's a Sirach. That's a Sirach. All right, the book of Genesis 35, verse 9, it says, and the Most High appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Padan Aram, and blessed him. And the Most High said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. And the Most High said unto him, I am the Most High Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. In the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee I will give it to thy seed, and after thee will I give the land.
Right, so wait, hold on. He's talking to Jacob. Let's talk about all these different nations, man. 'Cause when you think about it, well, not these different nations, the nation of Israel is so big, you got whole nations, man. Look at all of South America, bro. Those are all like individual nations, but they are Israelites, man. Right. The indigenous people of that, right? Up here, when you had all the Native Americans, man, that's an entire nation, bro. That's how big Israel is, man. Like the sands of the sea, right? I got a precept. This is Galatians chapter 3 and verse 14. It says that the blessing of Abraham might come on the Gentiles through Yahushua and Mashiach.
Wait a minute now. Christians will say this is talking about the heathen Gentiles, right? They would say these is talking about the heathen, but ain't no blessings coming from the kingdom of heathen. Now, the heathen nations will be blessed through us, because we know if y'all don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, right, that y'all ain't gonna be getting no rain and things like that. So y'all gonna be blessed through us. See, that's the only way y'all gonna be blessed. But other than that, y'all ain't getting no personal blessings, no direct blessings like that. Y'all gonna be low level. Y'all gonna be under our foot. Go ahead.
Right. It says that we might receive the promise of the Spirit through faith. Brethren, I speak after the manner of men. Though it be but a man's covenant, yet if it be confirmed, no man disannulleth or addeth thereto. Now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He saith not, and to seeds as of many, but as of one, and to thy seed, which is Hamashiach. Right? Right, so one seed, man. Not seeds as of many, but one direct line of people, man. Right? It comes down to one direct line, right? Which the fathers of the promise, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? After Jacob, you get the Israelites, man. So those are the ones who are going to receive the promises, man. Right? Not all these other nations who's trying to slide themselves in there.
Hebrews 12, starting at verse 8. By faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed. And he went out, not knowing whither he went. By faith he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. So Isaac and Jacob were the heirs, you see? It rested upon Jacob, you see? Nobody else. That's what the promise was with.
Some of y'all brothers is reading along, right? So just let us know when we need to slow down so y'all can keep up.
There you go.
All right. your precept about Tazayar?
This is the last precept is Baruch 2:35. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their God, and they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people out of Israel, or of Israel, out of the land that I have given them.
You go. Abiyah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah.
Shalom, y'all bless you.
We just see y'all. We want to say what's up to y'all. See how everybody's doing, man.
How you doing, brother?
Yeah, we good, bro. Where y'all from? GMS?
Yeah.
Okay, all praise, bro. We just
All
Praise y'all bless you.
Y'all.
we a lot.
Where y'all teach at? Y'all teach down there, right?
Yeah, we usually be in Market Square or
Okay.
South Side. You know what I'm saying, on the north side.
Alright,
Y'all
okay,
usually
brother.
be right here.
Yup, we right here, bro. Shalom, brother. Hey, we pushing this word. Hey, shalom, brother.
Shalom, bro.
This word going out, man.
Shalom, bro.
It won't return void. That's right, man. You see, hey, so today this word going out. Hey, brothers and sisters, they're waking up across the four corners of the earth. So Esau, he's through. He's through. You see, the word is going forth, man. Hey, and like the brother said, it won't return into a void. Cause this is prophecy. This is prophecy, and what Esau wants to do, he wants to stop prophecy. He wants to stop our people from waking up to the truth. Huh? He's a loser. He's a child. That's him. That's him. Good,
This
bro.
is precept, going along with the Lord is not a man that he shall lie. And
That's right. Go ahead, bro.
This is Psalms 138 and verse 2. I will worship toward thy holy temple and praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth. For thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name.
Read again, bro.
Psalms 138 and verse 2. I will worship toward thy holy temple and praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth. For thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name.
Woo! Hey, word being magnified, man.
And notice it said his word above his name, right? So he puts it, the Lord holds his word higher than his name. You know, like what's that other precept one says, I think he was referring to it earlier. When he swore by himself, he swore by not great. Right. So hey, even though our people they constantly going off, they want to be rebellious, right? And the Lord can just destroy us like that off the bat, right? Because he made the covenant, okay, with the agreement with our forefather Abraham, right? The Lord has set different things in place to where he's not going to completely destroy the whole nation of Israel, right? That's why you have an elect, man, the remnant. So that promise can be fulfilled and the Lord can be true to his word, man. Right. So the Lord's going to stay true to his word, man. You got something, bro?
I'm trying to get to Romans 9.
Are we on? You got something? All right, so y'all bring it around.
I got that. We both quoted. I'm going to hand this back. Hebrews 6 and 16. For men verily swear by the greater, and an oath for confirmation is to them an end of all strife. Wherein the Most High, willing more abundantly to show unto the heirs of promise the immutability of his counsel, confirmed it by an oath. He made an oath that by two immutable things, in which it was impossible for the Most High to lie, we might have a strong consolation who have fled for refuge to lay hold upon the hope set before us. That would have been powerful. That's what we started off with, the hope and the comfort of the scriptures. Right? You know what I'm saying? But he confirmed it with an oath. When you oath, hey, I put that on me, bro. I got you. That's what the Most High basically said. Hey, that's a powerful thing for the Most High, the creator of all things, to create, to form an oath with a man on the earth, man. You know? What type of accountability does he have towards humans? He made us, you know? But he chose to do that for the love he had for Abraham, ultimately for the elect's sake, man. Because he knew the elect from the foundation of the earth, man.
Yeah, and the scriptures say, and the brother was quoting, you know, the Lord is not a man that he should lie.
Right.
He is the son of man that he should repent. Right. Meaning turn back on his word, right? Right? Because you get, hey, think about it, man. We can say, oh yeah, I'll help you with this on this day, I got you, right? then something pop up where you can't help that person, right? Most High got control over everything, man. So when he says he's gonna do something, he's gonna do it, right?
Scripture say that every man be a liar and God be the truth. You got it? I got this too real quick. James 1 and 17. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. As the bro said, he's not a son of man that he should repent. He ain't turning away from what he said. He's going to accomplish that. His word shall not go out void. You got that preaching over here, bro.
Nah, this is Romans chapter 3 and verse, I'm going to start at 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? Yahweh forbid, yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, that thou mightest be unified, justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
Right. So let the Most High be true and every man a liar. Okay? So that's why you can't speak out of your own heart. You got to speak at the oracles of the Most High.
What might get 1 Peter 4 and 11?
That's the only way for you to be justified, man.
In Isaiah 8 and 20.
You know? Because if you start speaking out your own heart, what if you have to back you up? We don't trust you. We trust the Most High.
Right.
Okay? We're going to be like the, who was it, the Bereans? The Bereans studied the scriptures daily to see whether or not these things were true, man. And that's the difference you're going to get from GMS and these other groups, man. A lot of them. Because we're not finna be no damn zombies and no dummies. But, hey, look, you say some shit, we're going to look at it, bro. You say I pop my woman in the butt, well, the scripture say that's sodomy, bro. So I'm not rocking with that, bro. And so on and so forth.
And we separated from right there. A leader say something like that, I'm parting ways.
Yeah.
Unless if you're not going to correct yourself or repent, I'm parting ways.
Right. Yeah. This is Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them.
Hey, what does it just say? Every good and perfect gift come down from the Father of lights. You see? So if you're not speaking according to the word, you ain't get that from the Father. Well, you did on the left-hand side. Let me correct that. you got deceived, and the deceive and the deceivers are in. You see? But we want to be the ones that believe upon him, as the scripture have said, and get that living water flowing out of us, man. And speak according to the oracles of the Most High, man. Okay? So if you ain't speaking according to that, you ain't got no light in you, man.
Yeah,
You
man.
complete darkness, man.
And hey, the scriptures, this is like a rock, bro. Right? Yahweh Shai is the word made flesh, man. What do they also call him, right?
Chief cornerstone?
The chief cornerstone, man. Right?
Prophecy of Daniel 2, the stone cut out without hands.
Yeah, man. So this is a solid foundation, man. Right? The word of the Most High is sharper than any two-edged sword, man. So any other philosophy or lifestyle or mindset that tries to come up against the word, it always gets chopped down, right? Because when you come out the scriptures, man, people can't confound you, right? Because the scripture says it, man. It's rock solid.
Hey, 2 Corinthians 10, verse, I'll start at 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High, to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of a Mashiach.
Right, man. So, these different philosophies people try to come up with, right, to try to discredit the scriptures, right? These different mindsets, these different forms of worship, Hinduism, Christianity, right? Buddhism, right? The scriptures chop that all up, man, right? And through these scriptures is how we get the stronghold off our people's minds. And if you don't know what a stronghold is when you have like an army. They come in and they conquer a place, right? And they have soldiers stationed there, right? You would consider that a stronghold.
Yeah, it's like a fenced city. Yeah, it's like a garrison or like a, hey man, because these things, a lot of people have been solidified in bullshit. Let's just put it plainly. And they walled up. You see what I'm saying? So we gotta break through those spiritual walls with the scriptures to show you. And that's a fallacy, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But the scriptures say if your foundation's not built on this rock, your building's gonna crumble anyway.
Right, because just like let's use an example of drills. You can't use no house drill to go through a brick wall. You got to use more of an impact drill, or not even impact. What's the drill called? It's a it's called like like an industrial brick drill that can go through brick. You see?
Yeah.
And that's
you can't use no weaker drill. You gotta use a high power.
Right, and that's what we're using because we know that what our people's math is just rock solid. Since like they got an adamant heart, it's very hard to get through to them. So we got to use a specific drill to get through to our people, and we got to keep drilling.
I got a precept.
I got some
Bring yours out real quick.
First Peter chapter 4 and verse 10. Every man has received the gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of the Most High. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of the Most High. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which the Most High giveth, that the Most High in all things may be glorified through Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen.
Right, yep, and we've been quoting that. Yeah, just speak as the oracles of the Most High. And if the Spirit's dealing with you, this is what the Lord said he would do for you.
1 second, it says through the Most High or through Yahweh Shah, whose praise and dominion will be forever and ever, right? Now, the Christians teach that Yahweh Shah is going to come back, he's going to take down the wicked, but then everything is going to get flipped upside down one more time. What they call that
Oh, yeah, right after 1,000 years.
Yeah, I think they say after like 1,000 years, then everything's gonna go back to wickedness. For what is like a 7-year period? It's some type of madness. I don't even know what type of madness it is, but the point that I'm getting is, hey, when Yahweh Shah returns, right, when he flipped this world upside down, when it's turned from wickedness to righteousness, hey, Yahweh Shah's gonna rule forever, man.
Oh, up
See?
down there.
And it tells us another thing is, once we go back to our homeland, we ain't gonna be getting pulled out of our homeland no more. That's it, man. See, we gonna rule forever and ever. We gonna be joint heirs with Yahweh Shah. Well, the governing body, the house of David.
Yeah, now I got that the description that bro just read for that word oracle.
Yeah.
Right in the what was that scripture again, bro?
First Peter 4 and 11.
Okay, so that word oracle. Well, that word oracle in the Greek, the word there is logion. Right? It says a brief utterance, a divine oracle. Doubtless because oracles are generally brief. In the New Testament, the words or utterances of God of the contents of the Mosaic Law, right? So when it talks about the oracles, it's talking about the words, man, the scriptures, right? Which are also when you read into when you go into what is it, Isaiah the 28th chapter, right? When you go into the Hebrew, that goes into commandments also, right? The precepts, right? That's what the oracles are, the words of the Most High, right?
Now, go ahead, read that. Yeah, read that real quick. Yeah.
This is Luke 21 and 15. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. So the Spirit, when the Spirit is dealing with you, when you believe on the Most High, as the Scriptures have said, then your belly flows with living water. Okay, you're gonna speak as the oracle. You're gonna bring the Holy Spirit will bring things to your remembrance, because you can speak according to the Scriptures, man.
Right. And nobody can come. They can't come up against the scriptures.
Ain't nobody standing against the Scriptures.
Right? You say, oh, you're not supposed to eat pork according to the Most High. It's like, oh no, you can eat pork, this and that. Then you read it to them, and they're like, yeah, it does say that, doesn't it?
Well, or they discredit it. That's why that's going back to that half of the Scriptures. They want half of Yahweh Shah. You see, they don't want the prophecies in Isaiah. What's that? 66.
66 and 15 and down.
Oh, man. That ain't came to pass yet. And that's depicting his return and saying you eating that stuff, you're going to be destroyed. They throw that out the window.
Well, no, they saw the beast, the four knit in the corners and the beast. Arise and eat.
But most of them will acknowledge it. Most of them will acknowledge and say that is a prophecy, right? But when it comes down to what they are doing, they won't accept it. Right? You got yours, bro. You got
I got Psalms 32 and 10. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth that trust in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about.
See? Hey, many sorrows is gonna be to the wicked. Hey, and that's not only for Esau, Edom, but that's not talking to the nation of our people, to 2/3 of our people too, because they are wicked. See? They have conducted themselves in a way of Esau, Edom, right? And then they have been reproved about it, but still won't return. They won't return a backsliding daughter. They want to just keep sliding down backwards the wrong way. See? I got one. I got Isaiah 25 verse 7. It says, "And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations." See, hey, and as Brother said, how we're breaking down these strongholds, we're breaking that covering cast that is spread upon our people, man. Right? The philosophies, the ideologies, the witchcraft that Esau put on our people, right? Let's go into one of the things that's real big right now. Black Lives Matter, right? First of all, we're not black. That's a color. Okay, we're not black people, man. That's a wicked, or that's a negative connotation, or a negative stigma on our people when you go into black communities. Wicked,
Devoid of light.
devoid of light, soulless, dark. Hey,
Evil.
that's not us, man. Hey, we the holy people. Y'all good? You good? We the holy people.
Yes, sir.
So we not black. You see, and then okay, let's go more into the BLM movement, the Black Lives Matter movement. Then we're letting you know that was all set up and funded by Edomites. With George Soros, right? He funded that whole madness. So why y'all think y'all doing something good and playing this game? Right? While y'all playing this game, y'all thinking, hey, that goes into Revelation 13 about the two horns that spake as a lamb, or what is it?
The two horns that spake as a lamb.
The two horns
Yeah,
of the
two
lamb
horns
that
of the lamb, but he spake as a dragon.
Yeah,
Right?
right.
So that's Esau, right? He's playing both parties. He's like, you know what? Let's set up the Black Lives Matter movement. Let's show the black community that we're with them. But really, he's destroying. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really destroying you.
And they're really two parts of the same beat.
Two parts of the same beast. So on one hand, he's setting it up like, you know what, we with you. Like we let's put this thing together. Let's organize this for you and make it seem like he's there for you.
Right.
But then the same person is organizing and funding. Hey, let's just put 100 bricks in the middle of the hood. Let's put 100 bricks on this street. Let's do this. Let's set up agent provocateurs. You see? But we're breaking all that down. We're breaking that covering cast of our people. We're letting our people know that, hey, y'all not black, man. Y'all the Israelites. You're not Hispanics. You're the Israelites. You're not Native Americans. You're Israelites. See, so you need to conduct yourself like one too. Then we're breaking down what? The ideologies, all the pseudoscience. See, all the witchcraft, the different religions. See, so the Bible is breaking down everything. And that's why the scripture says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. We keep telling our people. They don't want to understand this. Alright? Never trust thy enemy. Sirach 12. I got precept? Alright. You know? So this is what we letting our people know. We're breaking down the covering cast, man. See? The covering cast that's spread over our people's face, all over their eyes, man. You see?
Yeah, and you know what? That also goes to the identity too, right? Because our people think these are they're African American, they're Hispanic, like the brother said, but also the other nations too. A lot of nations don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Right? And it says the scripture said we're a prophet unto the nations. Right? So we're telling nations that no, you're not Arab, you're Ishmaelites. Your forefather is Ishmael.
Which most of them know that.
Yeah, a lot of them know that, but you got a good bit that don't know. You know, because Esau put these different names on them.
Yeah. Right. Palestinian, Iranian.
The mystery of iniquity. Yeah. Hiding the true identity of the people as well as themselves.
Yeah.
Primarily himself.
Yep. Because
So Ecclesiasticus 12, I just want to get to the point in verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find an opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
We love you. Black lives do matter.
But really, you got Edomites out there doing shit in the midst of these peaceful protests to bring fucking hell upon you, man. And they'll be the same ones.
I got black friends. I love black people.
What does it say? It says to throw you in a pit. Esau setting all this stuff up so he can throw Jake in concentration camps, man.
Hey, switch gears. Second Ezra now.
Verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. So I brought that out because we were talking about the two horns of the lamb, but really we spake as a dragon. He presents these different things like they help Jake. You see? Oh, come try this new medical trial for free. Give your ass syphilis. This is fucking HPV or some crazy
and
shit.
It's a trial, meaning what? It's a test.
It's a test.
They're testing it.
Guinea pig.
With guinea
Look at
pigs.
the Tuskegee experiments, man. You see? And then I saw a video the other day. See, Minister of Wellness. He for the longest we couldn't really tell whether he believed in the scriptures and the commandments, that he believed in Yahweh, or whether he was, just some Christian pastor. Now he got a necklace on that say Yah. He said now he talking about prophecy, talking about black people are going to be the first testers of the new vaccine. You see?
He watching videos, bro.
He watching.
That's why every time he opens up, he says, brothers and sisters, this and that. This is Nathaniel Jordan, the minister of wellness, right? Praises to the Most High.
Exactly. Yep.
He knows.
Well, you know what I found funny and strange? That's what's going on. In the midst of all this going on, right? Now you got T.I. Now you got Kanye. Well, Kanye, no, not Kanye.
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube. A couple other individuals.
Fantasia.
Fantasia. These different celebrities, right? And I think she's more sincere than them two nigga clowns anyway. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But now T.I. and I'm talking about what T.I. you going on because you talking about 16, 19, to 2019 or 4 years of slavery. What do you say? Well, 401 now. Well, dummy, you would know that prophecy is not a prophecy because you said, well, it's 401 now. That what you read?
Egypt prophecy.
Yeah, what you read, that was in Egypt, man. See, but nevertheless, right now you got these celebrities talking about, well, I know something got to be going on. This got to be a curse. This got to be this. This got to be that. So now what they about to do is feed the people. So they got to use these false leaders. Feed the people with, okay, agents. Let's go back to the Bible. So now let's start tying everything into the Bible. But it's going to trickle down to let's tie them with these Israelites. What they gonna call us black Hebrew Israelites? Those guys on the streets that talk about Deuteronomy 28. Talk about what's gonna happen for what happened to us. So they gonna Esau gonna flip the script. See, because that's how he does it. But he's gonna use it to start trying to open people's eyes and like, okay, this is what's going on. But he's gonna shut it because he's gonna flip the script. Right?
Like, hey, just recently, I think a couple months ago, they had you had already did a testament by calling us, by doing false flag events to call us terrorists.
Yeah.
Right? So you think that he's just gonna stop there? He's gonna keep going.
Yeah. And that's why even our elders been exhorting to us, and that's what we try to tell you other brothers. Hey, bro, when y'all teaching, hey, be mindful what y'all saying, man. You see, hey, let this scripture speak as the best, as the most you could, because Esau's gonna he's gonna try to use our words against us.
Yep.
See, so let it be to the point where it says, okay, he just read a Bible.
Yep.
Okay, and a lot of you camps out there, a lot of y'all being set up to say bullshit, so y'all can, so we can be painted as terrorists. See?
Yep.
That's how Esau's setting it up too. Paying actors, that's easy, man. When you got money, you can fund any damn thing. Anything in the world. Huh?
Like WWE, it's all scripted.
Like WWE, it's all scripted, man. See? But what's the best part about what was scripted goes back to this. You see?
This is the true
This is the
script,
script,
bro.
you know?
This is the script for the whole movie. And the Lord told us what's coming down the pipe, man.
Great. Hey, but you gotta remember too, something else the Lord told us. Yahweh Shai said, what? You shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. Right. You gotta really understand what that means. Something's gonna happen. Well, all the nations is gonna hate us, man. They already do. But it's gonna be like an open thing, like them Hebrew Israelite niggas, man. They against everything.
Revelation 12, verse 12. Therefore, rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
So you know he got but a short time. He's pulling out all the stops, man. He's pulling out all the stops. He's gonna use everything he can to to get you distracted from what's really important, man. You know, our brothers have different pastimes and keep it balanced, but he coming out with the PS5, all different type of stuff is coming out, man. And that stuff is gonna be, hey, that's a part of his signs and lying wonders, man. He gonna come out with some shit, man. You gonna be like, God, damn, that look good, bro. Yeah, another stimulus might come.
Stimulus check, right?
Hey, he gonna might legalize weed for recreation.
Hey, he talking about giving Jake reparations and shit now.
Hey, what is that? It says, what's that? Psalm 91, the Fowler.
Yeah.
The Fowler, bro. That's how Esau plays things.
He's a keen hunter, man.
Yeah, he's a keen
He was
hunter.
a man of the field, man. Hey,
Right.
when you watch them little different videos where he be setting up these traps, I was just talking like you grab them. They be real elaborate, man. They'll pull back the branch and set it on a little pinpoint where if the slightest movement, it'll snatch the little thing and tighten around the leg and fling them left and right. Hey, man, that's the spiritual power that the Most High gave him, man. By your sword shall you live, man. You see? So E, man, he's a cunning hunter, man. But the thing is, the Most High got him in a trick thing. Okay? He gonna be taking up the snare that he laid for us. The Most High gonna get him in his own trap, man. You know?
It's like you got Haman who set up the gallows to kill our people,
Yep.
right? Then turned out he was hanging on the gallows,
That's
man.
right. Yep. Once it was found out what his true intent was, the Most High had it work for the good of Mordecai, and Mordecai got exalted, and Haman got hanged on the gallows that he intended for Mordecai.
This is Sirach chapter 5 and verse 9. Winnow not with every wind, and go not into every way, for so does the sinner that hath a double tongue.
Hey, so when you go into these different winds, it also goes into different doctrines, man. Hey, so that's why we tell brothers, even if sisters to come on the common board, hey, don't be watching all these different Israelite groups, man. You see, because that shit will confuse you. You got some of these niggas talking about the RFID chip ain't the mark of the beast. It's Christianity. It's embargo. No, it's not. If you can't see the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, I don't know what to tell you. See, you got some Israelites say that heathens can make it. I forget which group that is.
Is that GOCC?
I forget.
Yeah,
It might be.
GOCC
Right?
says-
Mermaids and shit. You know what I'm saying? You got some groups talking about you can't deal with other women. Hey, the Israelite man can deal with any woman he wants of the other nations, man. But see, because they try to point the picture as they got to be two. Hey, you got groups that say to make an Israelite, you got to be two Israelites together.
Yeah.
That's madness.
Right.
Because all of our forefathers dealt with women of the other nations, man. Every single, most of them. See, most of them did.
Hey, the Messiah himself, man, got other women in his lineage, man.
Yeah, hey, Ruth, bro.
Ruth and Boaz.
Yeah.
Ruth was a Moabite.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's
These
true
are
or not.
so-called Chinese, man.
But I think they said that Bathsheba was another nation as well.
I think she was.
I'm not sure. I know for sure that Ruth was a Moabite. That didn't diminish him, that lineage from having the King of Kings, Lord of Lords come out of it. You see? From the tribe of Judah. It didn't say from the half tribe of Judah and the Moabites. No. Tribe of Judah, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Son of the Most High.
Yeah, now you can deal with the women of these other nations, right? But you know, they're not on the status of as an Israelite woman, right?
Concubine.
Yeah, they concubine. They still, cook food. They do this, they do different things, right? But they're not on the same status as an Israelite woman. She has a higher status.
Right, because taking the wife, an actual wife, comes with different interminglings, man, and different dealings that you would have with the family.
Right,
But
right.
a concubine, that's not the same thing, man. That's just sexual pleasure, conjugation, whatever you want to call it. That's it. But as far as a wife, there's certain things that got to come and respect that are given between families. You're not supposed to have respect unto the heathen's way. Therefore, you don't marry in that sense. They're women. But popping them, ain't nothing wrong with that. Popping them, put them in the room somewhere.
I bring the reason about.
Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going.
Hey, like the Bereans. See, they studied the scripture. What's that, Acts 13? Read it again, bro. Baba Kashab.
Proverbs 14 and 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going.
Right. So you're going to look well to your goings, man. You're going to search the scriptures, okay, to see whether or not these things are true. Okay, you're not gonna believe every word, man. Okay, you're gonna let every man be a liar, but the Most High be the truth. You see, because people are susceptible to go off, make a mistake, or whatever the case might be. So you go back into the scriptures and you study. And you may even get more in depth. The Most High may reveal another aspect, angle that lines up with the truth that you can expound on. And further confirm it. Go
I
ahead.
got a precept here, right? Because this is the mindset you have to have when learning the truth, man. You can't just believe it because people say it, right? Now, of course, like our elders and apostles, they've proven everything that they've said, and we went and looked and like, okay, yeah, that is true, you know, everything that they said, right? But you still gotta go look it up for yourself and be fully persuaded in your own mind.
Let every man be persuaded in his own mind.
Right. This is 1 John chapter 4 and verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone out into the world, right? So you have to try their spirit. How do you try the spirit? You try the spirit by the spirit, right? These words I speak unto you, they're spirit in their life, man. So that's how you can cut all the bullshit that the Port-Chinese pastors is preaching in these Baptist church, man. Right? You go back to the scripture.
Like I said, it's a two-edged sword, man. Piercing asunder, man. Even just dividing the soul and spirit, man. And it's a discerner of the intents and thoughts of the heart. We're gonna always come back to the scripture. Well, you say that, right? Okay. Precept, precept, precept. What you got?
It's the book of Acts 17, verse 9. And when they had taken security of Jason and of the other, they let them go. And the brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night into Berea, who coming thither went into the synagogue of the Jews. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, and that they received the word with all readiness of mind, and searched the scriptures daily, whether those things were so. So, hey, they were studying the scriptures like the brother said. Hey, they didn't just believe what somebody told them. They went to study that thing, man. No, let me see if they talking about this true. Let me see. And I know that's what I did.
Yeah.
I heard them say something. Said, let me see.
I gotta go look that up.
Oh.
And a lot of times it's typically because, one of the reasons is because it's a lot of controversial topics, man.
Yeah.
And there are very strong disagreements on these controversial topics.
Yeah.
And so you would do yourself a disservice to not go look it up, man.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna come a time where you gotta defend what you believe, man.
Right.
And you need to have gone through it and say, you know what, yeah, hey, whether whoever like it or not, it's right there.
Right. Let's you got it?
Yeah.
Let's say the main thing, right? So let's a lot this topic comes out a lot and it breaks some people down that's not rooted. The law and rape.
Yep.
The law and rape. Hey, it's in the Bible, bro. The law and rape. The scriptures tell you how to deal with every situation. So if that particular situation happened, the Bible tells you how to deal with it. You see? But with these I'll call them Israelite sorcerers do, right? They play on the minds of the people, they play on their emotions, and they play on how we were taught and brought up in this world. So when we first hear it, we're like, nigga, hell no. What you talking about? You see? But the Lord got to put that on your spirit to be like, okay, let me see if this makes sense. Let me see if this is true. So then you go back to the scriptures. But then you also go back into the history of the ancient times to say, oh, this is how they handled things. Because they didn't handle things how things is held here in America, Babylon the Great. This shit is, hey, what is it? The one you always like to bring is turning things upside down. Everything is turned upside down here in America, Babylon the Great. You see?
And I say this too. Not only the history of our forefathers, but these other nations too, right? They were more strict about how they would handle things, man. Right here, they're kind of lackadaisical on it, man. Right? And when they do handle things here, it's in wickedness. You know?
I got the book. Got it on the law, right?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, the book is 2 Timothy 2, verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So you got to rightly divide the word of truth. You got to speak the oracles of the Most High. Okay? And you don't want to be ashamed of what you're speaking of because you got the knowledge of it. you already know how to break it down the correct way. So when you bring it out, you won't be ashamed. Like, oh, am I saying it's the right way? Am I breaking it down right?
What the brother precept he brought out earlier, so that you may be justified in thy sayings, man. And you backed up by the scriptures, man. Precept, Romans 16 and 18. I'll start at 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, avoid them. For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. So what if we started going to these precepts based off of that precept that was brought out, the simple believeth every word, right? But the prudent man looketh well to his goings, right? So by these fair speeches, they deceive the hearts of the simple. Okay, but if you are prudent, if you are wise, then you will go back and you will verify the things that are being said. And then when somebody come out with these great fair speeches, which could possibly sway you, you go back to the scriptures. Well, wait a minute. That sounds good. That's playing off the emotions that was kind of put into you from being raised in America. But then you remember, well, this is what the Most High say in this Bible. So we're not going to be deceived by that. You got a precept?
Con. This is Isaiah 28 and verse 10. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little.
Right. So that's how it goes, man. That's how you read the Bible. The scriptures also say through thy precepts I get understanding, right? So and there's two different ways to deal with precepts. There's when the Spirit's guiding you, and you find the right knowledge through the Spirit, and then there's also those that are going to go precept upon precept and fall backwards and be broken and taken. See, but you Christians don't understand that, or you're willingly ignorant. So when you read it, you don't see that there's two sides to the coin, and you just say, "Now they're just going to be broken and taken back." No, there's two different scenarios.
So they too busy trying to establish their own righteousness.
That's right. They're being wicked. Okay. So yeah, man. So the simple believeth every word, man. But like it said here, in the book of Romans 16 and 18, those fair speeches is what gets the simple. Those fair speeches and good words. But hey, man, we go back to the scripture.
Right. Hey, you ready to bring it out?
Yeah, man.
Hey, because it's a very controversial topic. But guess what? But yeah, it's a controversial topic. But guess what? We're not dealing with emotions here, man. Hey, because when you pick up the Bible, hey, you gotta put all your emotions to the side, right? You gotta put, and then you gotta. A part of being reborn again too is everything that you was taught here, but you gotta put that to the side too. See, because we was taught backwards, man. We was taught emotions, we was taught bullshit ideologies. So when we think of things, when we go back to the Bible, it's like, oh shit. You see? Hey, because some of these things in here, hey, what the apostles say? They say the nastiness of the scriptures. You see? This is what the churches don't want to deal with. They don't want to deal with the nastiness of the scriptures. Meaning they don't want to deal with the harsh things of the Bible. But we're going to deal with that. We're going to deal with everything. So let's bring it out, huh? Dark sayings, parables.
Bitter that was made to eat the road, not in Ezekiel, but I believe it was John the Revelator. It said, eat up the little book. It was in my mouth for honey and sweetness, but it made my belly bitter.
Yeah.
There's two sides to this thing, man. He that increaseth in knowledge increaseth in sorrow, man.
Yeah.
Okay? So it ain't all sweet and cotton candy and cakes, man. Scripture say, prepare thyself when you come to serve the Lord. See? Prepare, count the cost, man. There's many warnings on the fact that once you get in this thing, hey, it's a bumpy ride. Think it not strange, the fiery trial, which is to try you, man. You see? So all you that think is sweet and sugar-coated, man, you might want to reevaluate things.
Ecclesiastes 1 verse 18, for in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. See, so that's talking about the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the scriptures, because once you start to learn things in the scriptures, you start to learn that shit. Everything I done learned my whole life, everything is backwards. Everything I think about, you be like, shit. Well, this is how it's really supposed to be. So now you're vexed. Now especially when you first come in, you're just vexed every day. Like, all this shit is off. Oh, I'm out of here. I can't be around you. I'm out. You just walk outside. You just look at shit, just like, I'm tired of this shit. You just, cause now when you first come in, you be more, you so unbalanced.
Right.
You so on fire and zeal for the Lord and the scriptures. You be like, man, fuck all this shit, man. Fuck everybody. I don't want to be around nobody. I'm just like, you just tripping for real. But then you get first you get
I ain't
rooted.
calling you niggas no more.
I'm not calling you niggas no more. I don't want to deal with family. Everybody
Don't
fuck
talk to
off.
me, mama. I'm done. You need focus.
Yeah.
You got focus on your breath.
But we dealing with the truth here. We all done it. Then you get balanced, then you balance out, then you be like, all right, cool. You start to learn, okay, everybody's not gonna get this thing. People gonna do what they want to do. You start to fall back. Then you start getting back into the swing of things. Like, maybe I'll go chill with auntie today. Maybe I'll go to this cookout. I ain't gonna do the thing that they doing real. They doing wickedness, but I'm gonna still go now. It took me like 4 months to start going back around.
Yeah. But certain jobs you work too, you be like, fuck, man. You be vexed like a bug, bro. Every day. And then you just be like, I'm just here to make some bread.
I'm just here. That's it.
You can't control me.
I'm just here before they find me. That's all. But like Mario, I'm just here so they won't find me.
Be around in this place, man. If you ain't cooking pork, you're gonna be delivering pork, or somebody at your job gonna be eating pork, bro. You can't get away from
the
it.
other day, bro.
Just saying, bro.
Hey, the scripture says a false balance is an abomination to the Lord. See, so once you get deeper in this thing, you start to balance things out. See, you start to balance things out, and then, like I just made a video, bro. After a while, you gotta start using spirit. You gotta have that spiritual discernment too. Of things when not to say, when to hold your peace, when to speak. Hey, the scriptures talk about all those things. Hey, what it says, a time and season for everything. There's a time. I'm gonna get it. I'm already in there.
Everything under heaven. So there's a time and place to say certain things.
I'm already there. Hey, Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill, and a time to heal, and a time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get, and a time to lose. A time to keep, a time to cast away. It's a time to keep, and a time to cast away. A time to rent, and a time to sow. A time to keep silent, and a time to speak. A time to love, and a time to hate. A time of war, and a time of peace. There's balance within all that, man. See, and using your spiritual discernment, you're going to know at which time to do something and not to do something. No? So, we can go into that now.
Right. This is very controversial topic, man.
No? Yeah. Now we're going to go into this controversial topic, which y'all make it controversial, because it shouldn't be. It's in the Bible, right? And we have our law, the law of the Most High, which we uphold more than Esau. I'm starting to think that these people uphold Esau's laws more than the Most High. Because y'all say, oh, Esau don't want you to do this, he don't want you to do that. Y'all fall in, y'all don't say shit. But when it comes to the law of the Most High, y'all got a problem with it. Wow, because Esau taught y'all otherwise? Nah, man.
Esau is a hypocrite, bro.
He's a hypocrite.
Right? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 22, and I start at verse 13.
Hey, every brother Miles gonna get it and read along. If y'all could. See?
Deuteronomy 22
Deuteronomy 22.
and 13.
Because y'all, if you affiliate yourself, right? You say you're a listener, a Great Millstone. You trying to be a part of Great Millstone. Hey, y'all got to deal with the
It's gonna be accusations.
Yeah. You got to deal with these accusations. You got to deal with people bearing false witness against you. See, because first thing they're gonna call you is when they deal with Great Millstone. They're
Y'all
gonna
rapists.
call y'all rapists. See?
Y'all got that
Don't-
rape doctrine.
Don't even get mad about it. You see? Because they're emotional. They don't want to deal with the scriptures, and they basically being like a bunch of women. So they gon'
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
So they gonna call you a rapist, but we know when. Deuteronomy 22. We're gonna start at verse 13. They gonna call you rapist. Because we're not here raping nobody, right? But then when it goes to the Catholic priest, I don't know why I got nothing to say to them. And they actually doing it. And they getting accused of it. But we ain't getting accused of that. We ain't doing that, or we'd be locked up. See? But see, that's just something they want to say to play on people's minds. But it's all good. Hey, because the Lord is the ultimate chess player. He set that up for a reason to keep people off the hill. What to bring in? You got it. Oh, you got it going? Yeah. All right, we go down first. Oh, you want to
Go ahead and go into it, and then I'll make y'all know.
Right.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 13. If any man take a wife and go in unto her, right, meaning to have sex with her, okay, and hate her, and give occasion of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid.
that word made. What's that? Deuteronomy 22,
Yeah,
verse 14.
verse 14, right. So that word maid, when it talks, it doesn't mean a female servant. When you go into the Hebrew, the word there is bach wala, which means a virgin, a woman who has never had sex with a man. So basically, this guy is coming up and saying, because according to the law, we're supposed to have virgins,
Yep.
right? So this guy, he went, he got this woman, right? Laid down with her, made her his wife, right? But then now now he don't, for some reason, he don't like her, right? So now he's lying and coming and saying, oh, she wasn't a virgin when I met her. She wasn't a virgin.
And a nigga, man.
Being a straight nigga, right?
Right. Now, look, bro, we got some points. Hey, because when you go into the law, what happens? What happens to a woman that's not a virgin? Because basically, he's saying she committed adultery. So, what would happen to you in the law in the ancient world if a woman committed adultery?
She was getting stoned.
Daughter,
She'd be burned with fire.
Oh, burn fire.
and I think the other one would get stoned.
If she's an adultery, she's getting
was
stoned.
yeah.
You see? So that's a big thing. Go ahead, bro. I'm ready.
Right. That's a grave sin right there, man. That's a sin that's
That's a
punishable.
harsh accusation.
That's a harsh accusation.
Yeah, that's a harsh accusation, right? Let's go and break it down. It says,
Yep. Read the
come.
book of Susanna.
Yeah, then that's going into adultery, man. Right.
Or the false accusations they were trying to do against Susanna
Yep.
was adultery.
See how fearful she was because she did that crime.
This is verse 15. Then shall the father of the damsel and of the and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate.
Now, what is that? That's a cloth when back then, the tokens of a woman's virginity, they would have a white cloth there. The man would go sleep with that woman and would bring that cloth out to prove, oh, she was a virgin. Right? And they would have that for just for instances like this.
Right, because that's a part of our ancient marriage ceremony. It wasn't, oh, you get together, you get the priest and you put the ring on and you had this and that, right? Some aspects of that is defined up, right? But according to our ceremony, there'd be a week-long feast, right? And then after the feast, we have something called the nuptial chambers, right? Where the bridegroom and the bride will go in and they will consummate the marriage through sex. Right, so if she was a virgin, you have some, you have something called a hymen, right? Right,
There's nothing wrong with it.
and you gotta be raw with it.
Hymen
Something called,
It leaves blood.
Right.
Blood that comes out.
right. So if she's a virgin, she has a hymen, right? And then when the man has sex with her, that means the word sex means to cut. That's where you get the word section. The word sex comes from section, to split in two. So the man cuts the hymen, and the blood, spurts out onto that cloth. That's what you would call the tokens of virginity. Proof that she was a virgin. Right? It says, then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city at the gate. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hateth her. And lo, he hath given occasion of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid for virgin. And yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city, and the elders of the city shall take the man and chastise him, right? Meaning beat him, right?
Yeah.
Because he's trying to lie on this woman, and she didn't do anything wrong. he's trying to bring up false accusation on it, right? Now here's the flip side. It says verse 19, and they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver and give them unto the father for the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife. He may not put her away all his days.
Yeah, so now he had to pay the father 100 shekels, and he still can't put that woman away.
So you gotta deal with it the rest of your life, no matter whether you like her or not.
And he lost out on 100 shekels.
You gotta pay him for his pain and suffering.
Right,
You gotta
right,
take the court, man.
right. Because even with dealing with that, this is Iraq basically says, if she was
That brought him bad. That would bring a bad
bad name
name.
upon your household, huh?
And you know Jake, bro. You know Jake. They gonna talk about you, man. They gonna talk. Oh, this guy can't even control his daughter, man. His daughter's out here hoeing, right? Bringing up false accusation, man. Jake could talk about you, man.
I got one. Hey, it's the book of Sirach 26, verse 10. It says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. Right? So, but it says, if your daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, man. See, because they didn't let their daughters just get abroad, man.
Right, yeah. Back in the day, you wouldn't just let your daughter just go out all willy-nilly doing whatever, right? Like our women do now. They got abroad, you know?
All right, I got you. Here we go. Hey, Sirach 42, or Ecclesiasticus 42, verse 10. I'll start at verse 9. The father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care for her taketh away sleep. When she is young, lest she pass the flower of her age, and being married, lest she should be hated. In her virginity, lest she should be defiled and gotten with child in her father's house. And having a husband, lest she should misbehave herself. And when she was married, lest she should be barren.
Right. Right, man. Right. So that's why, you know, in the ancient world, that's how men are, man. When you have a daughter, right, you ride just to make sure that she ain't out there just being a hoe, man. Right? Because that'd be shame upon your name. And then in the ancient world, she gets stoned to death, bro. Right? And we're gonna read it too, man. But hey, when it says the flowers. You got another piece.
Well, this is gonna be the one I got.
Verse 9.
It says, the father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth. The father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care for her taketh away sleep when she is young, lest she should pass away the flower of her age, and being married, lest she should be hated. In her virginity, lest she should be defiled and got with child in her father's house, and having a husband, lest she should misbehave herself, and when she is married, lest she should be barren.
Right. So when it talks about flowers, that means that's talking about when a woman starts to have her period, right? Her menstruation, right? That means that she's fully matured to being able to have children, right? So, hey man, and you can see it. You can see it. When women get to that age, they start to get hot. They wanna have sex. They wanna do that, right? They wanna have sex, right?
They're ready to burn.
They burn it. They're ready to go. So that's why he's keeping a watch on his daughter to make sure, okay, if she does get to that point, she ain't out there doing all this, man. Right? And that's why there was arranged marriages, man. Arranged marriages. She would probably already be promised to somebody, and then they'll wait until she become that age of marriage, and then boom, then she'll be married off. So that way your daughter ain't out here being a hoe.
Right. She would leave directly from her father's care, right, and go into her husband's care. And there's another thing that you're gonna realize if you want to be a follower of GMS, is that you're gonna get that accusation too. Y'all rape little girls. That's another accusation that's gonna come. Now, I'm glad that came out because it talks about the flowers of her age. Okay, there are precepts to let you know this is talking about menstruation. Okay, we're gonna read that first. Leviticus. Get that first. Leviticus 15. I think it was, let me make sure. It's like this. I'm holding a couple of them. Yeah. I'm gonna have issues. One where it talks about the flowers being upon it. Yeah, okay. Leviticus 15 and 24. And if any man lie with her at all, and her flowers be upon him, he shall be unclean 7 days, and all the bed whereon he lieth shall be unclean. Now this is going in this chapter, Leviticus 15, is going into a woman on her menstruation, having an issue of blood. Now it just called the menstruation flowers. So that the flowers is upon this man, he is unclean for 7 days. So now when we get to still holding this Matthew.
Right, so basically you can't deal with a woman when she's on her period.
Right, yep.
Really, in a technical sense, she's not even supposed to be around you.
Yeah.
Right? But because we're in the land of our captivity, some brothers might have other houses where they're willing to go to, right? Some brothers may got it like that. But if you ain't got it like that, you ain't gotta be over righteous.
Yeah.
You just don't have sex with her when she's on her period.
Right, and if you don't, and if say she come on and you don't know, this is the law concerning you. If you lie with her and you find out, oh shit, you know what I mean? You unclean for 7 days. Like her, you will be separated. You know. 1 Corinthians. Make sure I get the right one. So the one I'm looking at now. Okay, yeah. 1 Corinthians.
That's
12.
That's 7.
No, it's 12 and 12 and Salakia. Oh, 7. Oh, yeah, 7. Is this the one we're talking about?
Yeah. That should be toward the bottom.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
1 second. You got Sirach 42 again?
Yeah.
Read verse 11 one more time.
Sirach 42 and 11. Keep a
Oh,
sure
yeah,
watch
coming up to
over a
20.
shameless daughter, lest she make thee a is this the one?
Yeah.
Lest she make thee a laughing stock to thine enemy, and a byword in the city, and a reproach among the people.
That's what the brother was talking about. She'll bring shame upon your household. See? Go ahead.
And make thee ashamed before the multitude.
Go ahead. Say what you want to say. Go to Matthew 1 real quick.
So the point I was gonna make was a lot of people get in their emotions, man, when you think about this, because a lot of people may have daughters, so they think like, yeah, but ain't no nigga about to be touching my daughter. But it's just commanding you how to deal with your young daughter. You wake up early. You take care of their body. You watch and see where they're going. You don't give them a lot of liberty to gad abroad, because young women, when they reach a certain age, they get hot. You know, when you was younger, you was out there playing high and go get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how much more? And them girls was down with it too. So you can't be, acting like that. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of their nature. So you, as the parent, you make sure It said that the man that have married off his daughter have accomplished a weighty matter, right?
You need to find out. One of your brothers find out if the man is supposed to marry off his daughter.
Right.
Bubble Shaw.
Right. That's why I said that. Like I said before, bro, they get hot once they get to that age. That's why you're supposed to marry them as soon as they become a woman, man.
Right.
If they get shamed, like we just said.
Yeah.
Might have to be done.
Hey, for brothers who have daughters, you don't want your daughter to get stoned to death. Right? You don't want her to have to face that punishment, so you're gonna be strict. Where are you going? What time you going? Oh, okay, I'm gonna send your brother out there with you. Where you
Well, your daughter was more unlikely, since she's your possession, right? She was basically doing things around the house with the mother. See, at this time, the mother was already grooming the daughter to be a woman,
Be a wife.
and the son was being groomed up to already be a man, because you was a woman at the age of woman and a man at the age of puberty. So by the time she hit her cycle already. She already knew how to cook. She already knew how to clean. She already knew how to sew. She already knew how to plant food. She already knew how to. She knew how to do fetch water. She knew how to already do these things. So she knew how to be a wife. Yeah, and a woman. And then when you watch all the ancient movies, every time my daughter goes into her brother's room and say, "Mom, I just started bleeding," the mother comes and consoles her daughter and says, "You are no longer a little girl no more. You are a woman." See, because why? She's able to build children. Okay, but around that time back then, they already knew how to do these things. They was already basically well established. You see? Now
They knew what it was.
They knew what it was. Now it wasn't good to what? It talks about having a child inside your father's house, right? Read Matthew 1 and 19, because let's deal with Mary and Joseph. Okay? Let's deal with Mary and Joseph. The reason why Joseph wanted to hide Mary. Go ahead, because why? They didn't go through the ceremonial marriage that they were supposed to do, right? And if they would have tried to go through the token, the sign of the token, do all those things, Mary wouldn't be able to do that because Joseph already popped.
Yep.
So it would have looked like what? She was an adulterer, right? And she would have got stoned. So Joseph, I'm not trying to do that.
And Mary was betrothed to Joseph too. Right?
And
so to not make it said to not make her a public example.
a public example,
Right?
And she would have brought, and she would have what? She would have had child in her father's household.
Right. And we didn't get it. We didn't get it yet, but that would have meant that she would have got stoned.
And you know what? That brings even more clarity to why it says him being a just man was minded to put her away privily. Why? Because he put her in that position by popping her ahead of time.
Right.
So she would have got stoned because of him. Because he couldn't restrain himself. So not because he found out, oh, she got a baby by somebody else and oh my God, well I'm just gonna hide her because no, man.
Yeah, and you know what? If it was the case, if that was the case, he would have put her to death.
Yeah.
Because that's the
He would have made her a public example.
Yeah, he would have made her a public example. He would have been with it. Nah, she's an adulteress.
And he wasn't even told until later in the dream, right?
Yeah,
that
the
the child
angel-
was of the Holy Spirit.
The angel told him to do it.
So when he first found out, why wasn't his reaction different? Because he knew I popped her and I'm gonna get her in trouble. It wasn't until later that the Most High sent the angel like, look, bro, go through with it. Don't worry about it. Take her to your wife, because that child is of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, read that one, bro.
Matthew 1, okay, and 19. Then Joseph, her husband, being
Start at 18.
Matthew 1 and 18. Now the birth of Yahushua Mashiach was on this wise. When as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, before they came together, ceremonially is what it says.
Right? Because when you actually go into the scriptures, Luke, the part of Luke was written before Matthew. Go ahead. Yeah, because see, y'all gotta understand the wording. So we go into Luke real quick, because that's very important too. You gotta understand the book of Luke. I think it's chapter 2. Let's see. Can't find it. Go ahead, I'm gonna let you read. I'm gonna try to find it.
All right, Matthew 1 and 18. Now the birth of Yahushua and Mashiach was on this wise. And as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Spirit.
Right.
This means before they had their ceremony where they come together and they have the token of virginity and they go through the whole rigmarole.
Right, before the families came together in that ceremony. It
Right.
says espouse. Now when you go into the word espouse, it actually means married.
Yeah.
Right? And marriage according to the scriptures is sex. Right? So before they came together they had sex and she had a child.
Yeah.
Before they went through the whole ceremony, they just skipped it.
They jumped the gun.
They jumped the gun. It's like, oh, I want to marry her. I want to get her right now.
And she was right there and he was ready. He was like, look, I can't hold it back no more. It's time.
Right.
Okay, verse 19. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man and not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away privily.
Right.
See?
I got that word. Go ahead, man. Right. That word for just in the Greek for Matthew's 1 and 19, it says dikaios or dikaios, which means righteous, observing divine laws.
Come on, man.
in a wide sense, upright, righteous, virtuous, keeping the command of the Most High.
And that's a cold cut, man.
Right.
Observing the divine laws. So according to the divine laws, if she was found with a baby that wasn't his, what should have happened? She should have got stoned, man.
Right.
She should have been brought before the city and stoned for being an adulteress because she was espoused to him.
And let's go to, because I ain't even get to that point, man. Back here in Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 20. It says, now we just read before that, just to refresh. We read when a man brings up an evil name or lies on his wife, who was a virgin, right? He's bringing up lies. Now it says, but if the thing be true, the tokens of virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out, stone her with stones, that she died, because she had wrought folly in Israel to play the whore in her father's house. So shalt thou put away evil away from among you. Right? So that's the judgment if it turned out that she was married off to this man, but she wasn't a virgin. She had already slept with somebody else, okay, in her father's house. Right? Which really that's like you giving somebody that's like you giving somebody a used I don't want to say a used car, basically, right? A spoiled how would you say it?
Defiled land, man.
Defiled land,
Yeah, man,
spoiled goods, man.
Yeah,
Right? She's already been taken, man. Right? You're supposed to get a brand spanking new, man. But you gonna try to give me her, and then you have to pay a dowry for her, 50 shekels of gold. So I paid you 50 shekels of gold, and she's not even a virgin, right? But you can even look at it in that sense too, man.
Hey, you know when it's like somebody give you a car, here you go, and you buy it from them. You found out it was a murder right there in the car, blood all everywhere.
Yeah.
You don't want that car.
And that would give you a reason not to.
Yeah, charge you full price
Yeah.
for a damn murder weapon, nigga.
It already lost its value. Its
Right.
value.
Yeah, man. Hey, you
Right.
better get it. Not only that, you better get in trouble.
When you think about it, that would give you a reason not to trust that man and taking daughters from him to wife, man, because
Give him a bad nigga.
they give him a bad name. Like, she wasn't a virgin, so I ain't trying to get no wives from your daughters, man. I ain't trying to marry my sons off to your daughters. Nope.
We got them second-hand dollars. We ain't going to the thrift store for dollars. We trying to come new off the lot, man. That cow done been milked, man. I don't want that. I don't want to milk.
Hey, really, hey, it says the scripture says, he that getteth a wife will get for possession, man. Right? So women are possessions, man.
And the priests are not supposed to deal with any divorcees. They're only supposed to have virgins. See? And, you know, it is what it is, man. You can just tell that these young women are fast. They're having babies earlier and earlier. And I perceive that's why Dr. Hart made that statement when he made it. You know, you just observe. If you observe current times, they run out and they're loose. They do whatever. You know what I mean? So it only makes sense, man.
Hey, that's why not having a father in the household. A strict father, right? You know? Like,
And rape just means to seize. It just means to take and seize. There was a portion in time, okay, in the scriptures where the sons of Benjamin was about to be cut off, okay, for their wickedness and what they did. And so the only way that they were going to get wives, because they had made an oath they would not give their daughters to the sons of Benjamin. So the only way that the sons of Benjamin could get wives is that they let the women go out dancing unprotected, and the sons of Benjamin had to go take them and force them to become their wives.
yeah, they was having, you know, what was it, Ephraim, right? So the so-called Puerto Rican out there was out there jamming, right? And then what was it? It was the priest that told them to go and get you wives, because they was dwindled down to like 300 men, right? So that tribe had to be built back up, you know?
Right. So contrary-wise, if you're doing your duty as a father, then it shouldn't be no problems with it. You know, there shouldn't be no problems with it, because you should have been doing what you were supposed to do.
Now take with a grain of salt now modern times.
Yeah, you can't really.
Shit's all screwed up, man.
It's
You
all fucked
do the best you could.
Best you can.
Other than that, I don't know what to say about it.
But at the end of the day, talking about who you gonna kill and what you gonna do, your daughter's past the flower of age. According to the scriptures, you ain't got no right to go try to kill somebody if they
Yeah.
have sex with your daughter.
Yeah.
That's according to the Most High's ways, and that's controversial. And that's why a lot of you niggas don't rock with. Y'all don't really rock with Yahweh Shai, bro, because he's the scriptures.
Anybody brother found out the father must marry the daughter off?
I find it.
It's a rap. Ecclesiastes, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Read it out, bro. Read it out.
Ecclesiastes 6, 7, and 25. Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter, but give her to a man of understanding.
Read it again.
Ecclesiastes 25 and Ecclesiastes 7 and 25. Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter, and give her to a man of understanding.
Right. Yeah. So that's a weighty matter, man. That's a heavy thing to consider. You know, and it's really crucial that you do it in a timely manner. Because when they hit that age, man, okay, maybe not all women was thinking like that. Maybe some have different situations they got into, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. It may make them sensitive to this topic. Understood. You see? Understood. But the average female, when they get to that age, they hot and they doing all type of shit, man.
Got we've been holding for a minute.
1 Corinthians 7. Where is it? Where's it from? Oh, yeah. 7 and 35. And this I speak for your own profit, not that I may cast a snare upon you, but for that which is comely, and that you may attend upon the Lord without distraction. But if any man think that he behaves himself uncomely toward his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age, and need so require, let him do what he will, he sinneth not.
See, so it's not a sin to deal with your woman as long as you pass the flower because she is considered a woman.
And that's around the age of 12, 13.
Yeah.
Right? You start to become a man, right? You start to get facial hair, voice starts to get deeper, right? You start to increase your muscle mass, you hit growth spurts. Around the age of 12. Right? What did Yahweh Shai say when he was 12, man? Know you not that I'm about my father's business? Right? I'm a man now.
Yeah, a lot of y'all need to start going back and watching ancient movies, man, because y'all don't know what the hell be going on. In ancient movies, they say it all the time. This is the ancient way. You know? Hey, a young man chastising his father, or a young man, a man about to go to war, he tells his wife, I'm taking my son. You can't take that boy. He looks at his woman and say, he's a man now. He's ready. I've been training him up this whole time. He's ready to go to war with me. See? The mind state and everything was different back then. It's not like how it is now.
Like in that TV show, Vikings.
But that's where I got it from.
His young son,
He's
he's ready to go to war.
ready. That's where I got it from, bro.
And even when you look at the Spartans, they trained from a very young age.
Yeah.
In the heat of battle, man. They was being groomed to be men from a young age, man. Harsh.
So the father's the one that marries off the daughter. Hey, because marriage was see, it wasn't about love. See, because even going back to the Viking show, a father was marrying off his daughter to an ugly old man. Daughter was pissed. Oh, I can't marry him. He's ugly. He's this and that. He looking at his daughter like, this is a business transaction. I am setting you up for life. See, now me and him are we're joining kingdoms, we're being allies, right? My grandchildren is gonna be good, everything's gonna be good. So I'm setting you up. It ain't about this love. That shit didn't exist, man. It wasn't about the love.
Right. You had arranged marriages.
Arranged
man.
marriages.
And then, like I mentioned before, according to the law, there was certain dowries that you had to give unto the father for your wife. 50 shekels of gold. And if you think about it, as a business transaction, not only are the families coming together, right? Now that you got families are connected, right? You're increasing in the connections between the community, right? Now, also, if you think about it like this, it's a business transaction. Because say you got a man and he has one son and two daughters, right? His two daughters are about to be coming of age, right? They're virgins, right? So say his, oh man, I ain't even, we didn't even read it, so I can't even use it right now.
Wait there.
I'll wait.
Yeah, because you could. If I'm going to war and I want to make this brother my ally next to me, right? And I'm saying, well, what can make a trustworthy business transaction? I'm gonna say, I'll have one of my beautiful daughters marry you or marry your son.
Hey, and women, they like to get uncomfortable or whatever because in Babylon it's the queen of heaven. So you're given the choice, you're given the choice to do whatever you want. But why you think there's so many failed relationships, man?
Divorce rate is sky high.
Because you get to choose. The majority of these women make the wrong decision after wrong decision after wrong decision until they finally meet the right one that was supposed to be their husband. And some of them don't even meet that one.
Most women in America are single, right? And then a lot of women, let's keep it real. Y'all women gonna get mad, so the fuck what? A lot of you women have been so used and abused, y'all want to settle down at the age of 40. When you're through.
Body count out
the roof. But now you want to settle down talking about now you looking for love, you want to get married? Bro, the whole city done had you. Now I gotta walk around town, my hand around you, and everybody looking at my woman like, damn, I remember I used to tear that ass up.
Yeah, the rubber done lost its elasticity.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro. And like we say, women is men's possession, so you will be, hey, another man walk up to your woman and say, how you doing? And start speaking to her, how you know him? Oh no, he's just a friend back in the day. Get
nah, fuck that. I used to give you back shots.
You know what I'm saying?
You gonna be swole, bro. You gonna be ready to throw them things, man. What the fuck you talking about, bro? Hey, that shit is off, bro. Even me, I see exes that now went on and got married. It's like, I got pictures of you in my mind.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And now you with this dude, now I feel weird. If that shit might flash, like, now I'm committing adultery. Goddamn.
Right, and that's why the scriptures say that they should be adorned in modest apparel, man. Women are supposed to be covered up when they come outside. Right? That prevents the man that you with wanting to fight because dudes looking at your woman, right?
Men from committing adultery in their minds.
Right.
And we ended on that, but balance, hey, for you women that did live that type of lifestyle, you change your life around, turn back to Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Hey, all praise Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Hey, keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep standing straightly, standing in the scripture, and continue to renew your mind.
Right, we're not called a nation of adulterers and adulteresses for no reason. Because, hey, a lot of women is in that situation, but there's mercy.
Yeah, there's mercy. Because look, y'all through, we through.
We through.
The men of the nation, we through too. So, we just keep it real.
Repentance, we become unthrough.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to
regardless of what we've been through.
Let's go back to Cause they go, oh, y'all attacking women. You see, that's why we think that's what GMS. Y'all always want to get on women. Y'all always want to talk about
women and we rebuke your men, bro.
Y'all always want to talk, like the brother said, y'all always want to talk about the women, but no, we're basically the only good to get on y'all ass. We're the only good to get on y'all ass. See, because we don't give a fuck. We don't care about that respect and all that, all y'all respect for women and all y'all brothers. We don't give a fuck.
Now we do respect you as a weaker vessel.
As a weaker vessel.
But as far as we spare and not. Okay.
I'm talking about not rebuking your ass, because these other cats be putting them on a pedestal. All the women this and women that. Man, fuck all that, man. Yeah.
With them fair speeches and them words.
Yeah, sisters, look, they like to sleep with the heathens. White women is wickedness.
What ISUPK saying that shit?
Yeah. Why y'all sleeping with them white women?
The mark of the beast is white women.
That's crazy.
Hey man, catering to that Queen of Heaven spirit. So you keep getting that damn money, man.
Yup.
Hey, we're gonna keep it raw, and if the women want to support, then they do. They gonna support the truth.
That's what it's about.
Hey, you know what? That's such out all the women the Lord don't want in there,
Exactly.
bro. Because an elect woman's gonna hear it and receive that reproof and be like, oh man, that is going on, and they still gonna support, man. You gonna have those women, man.
Get it now. We done went on to it. Now I gotta get it.
1 Peter 3 verse 5. For after this manner in the old time, the holy women also trusted in the Most High, adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as you do well, and are not afraid with any amazement. Likewise, husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor to the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered.
Right? So hey, there was women in the ancient times. There was righteous women, man. Right? It says, who was it? Sarah, right? Calling her husband Lord, Abraham, right? Because really, we're lords over our women, man. Right? But that was her showing reverence and respect for him, right? Which in turn, that's reverence and respect to the Most High, because that's according to the law, right? But then on the flip side, though we are in a position of authority, right? Dwelling in wisdom, okay, with them, because they're the weaker vessel, right? Though we are in a position of authority, we can't just be all harsh with it. Scripture say, be not minded out.
Be not bitter towards our wife.
Right.
And it also said that our prayers be not hindered, man. The Most High likes it when you are in agreement. Also, there was situations in the Bible where there was a wicked man. One of the women's
Nabal.
what's his name, Nabal?
Yeah, because she became David's wife.
She became David's wife.
Yeah.
She was righteous, okay, according to the way that the Most High would have had her be, and she was kind towards David. David had done them a service. Nabal was being wicked, like, nah, fuck that, I ain't giving David shit. And guess what? The Most High killed his ass, and she became David's wife.
Yeah.
You see?
So hey,
So be mindful. You never know, you might be dealing with an elect lady, and you being all fucked up towards her. The Most High might fuck you up. You never know, man.
With the Titus 2 verse 1, but speak thou the things which become sound doctrine. Hey, look at the word sound, wholesome, okay? Meaning everything is within these scriptures. This is sound doctrine. That the aged men be sober, grave, temperance, sound in faith, in charity, and patience. The aged woman, likewise, that they be behavior is becoming holiness. Alright? Hey, so you aged women, the women, all the women of our nation, bro, you supposed to set, or women, or sisters, y'all supposed to be set for an example to these younger women, man. Hey, man, these older women, they in their, what, 40s, huh?
They jealous of their daughters.
That, you got that too, but you got these women in their 40s and 50s, man, in a fucking club, man. Twerking and shit on social media, doing all types of madness. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, literally, what are y'all doing, man? Like, and they have no shame in it. And they're 40, 50, dressed like a 16-year-old and everything, which they shouldn't even be dressed the way they are dressed, but it's like, damn. And a lot of them, you be thinking they young bucks. How old are you? I'm 44, baby. Damn!
49.
You know what I'm saying? Looking like a young buck. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's
Getting
off,
tights and
man.
everything. Like,
Hey, that's off, man.
yeah. And a lot of them do be them women that be jealous of their daughters. You looking at their daughter trying to rise up, or that's growing up, becoming women, and start. Yeah, man. Yeah, and just treat them a certain way, or just look at them like they competition.
Yeah.
That's just wicked and awful.
It says, verse 3, the aged woman likewise that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young woman to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemed. So you older women, y'all want to keep talking about what we can teach. That's what you're supposed to be teaching, man. You ain't supposed to be teaching the scriptures, right? But you are supposed to teach the women how to behave themselves, man. You see?
And to be obedient.
And to be obedient, right? Not trying to prophesy and do all these different things. Y'all out of order, man. Y'all doing things y'all shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, that's the man's job, man. That's above your pay grade.
Man, I'm sick of seeing this nigga. This nigga walk past smirking. Hey, see that? Don't go fuck you niggas up, man. Cause this nigga smirk every time he walk past. Lord, don't go fuck him up, man.
He said something under his breath.
Huh?
He said something under his
He
breath.
say it every time he walk past. But he's a demon, man. He's a demon. Unless you repent, Lord, fuck his ass up, man.
I don't wear that Wiz Khalifa dread looking no fucking mind, man.
You know what I'm saying? I don't pay him no man, but the nigga every time he walk past say some smart shit. Every time, bro.
Yeah. Hey, talk shit now, man. Laugh now. You gonna weep later, man.
You should mourn and weep.
You should mourn and weep. Hey, look, man. Hey, 2/3 of the house of Israel is through, bro.
Huh?
Through be do be do. They gonna get it worse than Eve, man.
Yeah, verse 6. Young men likewise exhort to be sober-minded in all things, showing thyself a pattern of good works and doctrine, showing uncorruptness, gravity, sincerity, sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil thing to say of you. So that's why you gotta stand in the scriptures, man. That's why you gotta carry yourself in a good man and a good example, so nobody can say anything of you. But you know what I'm saying? Esau ain't be able to bring forth nothing against you. I mean, false accusations he could, but really he ain't really got nothing on you because say, well, what are they really doing? Like right now, what police gonna come say we doing? All we're doing is teaching the Bible, we're coming out the scripture. We ain't being direct towards people. You know what I'm saying? We just keeping it simple and standing the scripture.
What's the charge, sir?
Aggravated reading of the scriptures.
Yeah. Now they can make shit up all they want, but hey, we sound in the scripture, so this is what we doing. But Slocky, go ahead. We went off topic the whole minute.
That's how the spirit flows, bro. That's not where it's coming from and where it's going.
So going back into the law of rape in the Bible, man. What we at?
We at verse
19, right? Yeah,
Verse-
yeah. 19.
no, we at
23.
verse
23.
23.
Yeah, 23 that quick?
Yeah, we'll read it over.
No, there's no way we hit 22.
No, we ain't hit 22.
Oh,
yet.
no.
We're at 21, really.
Yes, yep. Come on.
Right.
Salakia.
I started at 20 again, though. It says, but if the thing be true, and the tokens of her virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones, that she die, because she hath wrought folly in Israel to play the whore in her father's house.
See, so that was a very hard judgment if you was found to be a harlot, to be a whore. You see, and that's the reason why they had the token, the sign of token, that cloth to back it up, just in case that nigga being on some nigga shit, right, would make a false accusation like that. See, but as the brother went into what he said, the Lord showed you the righteous things to do, but then he showed you examples of the wicked things not to do, so we would know of them.
So shalt thou put away evil away from among you.
Right, so that's how we put away evil. See, hey, when two men was lying together, and it was stoned. We was putting out that evil amongst our nation, man. Because if you don't, what's getting breeded? A whole bunch of abomination, a whole bunch of wickedness. You see, and that's why you see it's being breed. Hey, man,
What the scripture say, man? Well, not the scripture. What does the world say? It says, they got this saying in the world, one bad apple spoileth the whole bunch, man.
hey, a little leaveneth the whole lump.
Say, train up a child in the way they should go. When they are older, they will not depart from it. Right? So all the stuff that's being put on TV is influencing. You know what I mean? Likewise, back then, you don't want no examples of wickedness continuing on because it'll be more of a temptation for people to do it.
Hey, and that's why America, Babylon the Great, sins have reached up into heaven, man. Hey, because this the mother of all harlots, right? It polluted the minds of the whole world. See, so this place got to be, I mean, well, it is, but it got to be destroyed, man. It's the number one harlot. See, it's the mother of all harlots.
Right, golden cup in the hand of the Most High, man. Yeah. And they don't reach all the way in other places they don't even speak the language, man. Yeah. They following that chiefly in Moab. Yeah. You know, Moab and Ammon. It says that they are the partaker of the hope of Babylon. They have made themselves like unto me. Right.
Verse 22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die. I read it again. Verse 22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die. Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel.
There you go. So if she already has a husband and the man lied with her, they're both adulterers. You see? So now they both got to get put to death. Go ahead.
Right? It says, if 23, if the damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband,
Right, so she's promised to another man, right?
and and a man find her in the city
Mm-hmm.
and lie with her,
Right.
then ye shall bring them both unto the gate of the city,
Yup.
and ye shall stone them with stones that they die.
Right, so now, why you gotta stone them both with stones? Because obviously she let it go through. She let it happen, even though she was already promised to someone else. She let it happen. Go ahead, explain further.
Right. The damsel, because she cried not. Now, why does it say because she cried not? That means that it's gonna say it, but basically this man trying to take her by force. He's trying to force her to have sex, right? Because she cried not. Now, I'll read the rest of it.
Cause she with it.
She with it. You can't tell me women don't like it rough. You can't tell me.
We ain't gonna go into the women's fantasies now. The shit is wild.
It's wild. It's wild. Okay, it says the damsel, because she cried not,
Uh-huh.
being in the city, and the man, because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife, so thou shalt put away evil from among you.
Right. Yeah, if you love your neighbor and you love thyself, you wouldn't do that to him.
Right.
You want to sleep with your neighbor's wife. With someone of your nation, that's your neighbor.
Verse 24. Right, because basically that word humble means to take by force.
Oh, you talking about Aina?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it means to seize, to take by force.
Yep, to seize, to take by force. Okay, which basically is what? What they call today rape,
It's Aina, yeah.
right?
Yep.
Okay, which the word rape also means to seize, to grasp, to take by force. Right? So this man is coming up to this woman to take her by force. Now, according to the law, she's supposed to scream.
Right. Yeah, if you got a husband or and that's what you betrothed, yeah.
She's supposed to scream.
What is it?
Right? It says, right, because she's in the city, right? If a woman screams while she's in the city, like there's a high chance that people are gonna hear, right, and come to see what's going on. Right?
Somebody, yeah.
Somebody. Now this is verse verse 25. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, meaning they're in the wilderness, they're in a place where it's not highly populated with people, right? And the man force her, right, and lie with her, then the man only that lie with her shall die.
Yeah. So he should be put to death because she cried out, meaning she didn't want him to do it, but he took it upon himself to do it anyway. Now, why did she want him to do it? Because she was already betrothed. She was already promised to somebody else.
Right. And plus, there was in the field. There was really no one to come to her rescue, man. They're out in the wilderness, man. Right. It explains. It gives you an example of the situation. It says, "But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter." Right? Prime example, Cain and Abel, where were they when Cain slew his brother Abel? In the field. Right? You say that's the wilderness, man. Okay? You say you out in the woods, ain't nobody else around. Right? You could slay somebody and then cover up his body. Right? Ain't nobody gonna hear. He could cry, ain't nobody gonna hear because there ain't no people around. Right? So that's specific laws for specific things, man. Right? It says, but unto the damsel, that's it says, I'll read that again. But unto the damsel, thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth his neighbor, even so is this matter. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her. If a man find a damsel, right, so
specifically, right, she cried out because she didn't want that to take place. Okay? Now the woman that was from Trump didn't cry out, and she wanted it to go down. You see, because the woman that don't want to go down, she, oh no, get up off me, da, da, da. But you let him just beat it up. He ain't wanted that. You know?
Yeah, and, hey man, women to tell you they have different fantasies about that, man. Want you to bust in the house, time up, do all that. You can't tell me that women don't like that, bro.
You hear stuff like that. What certain women, they keep it 100, they tell you shit like that. Yeah. You got women that will, you know what I mean? They will tell you they like it. Hey, I ain't know.
What they say, oh, I like it when a man take charge.
Let's keep it PG.
We ain't getting into the details, but women be like that.
But
Man.
those are
Women, a lot of women like aggressive men.
Right.
They'll tell you, they be like, you wasn't that aggressive with me. I want you, what they say? I want you to take control. A lot of women like that, man.
You ain't gonna hurt me, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know, that's for the mature crowd.
Yeah.
Yep.
Rated R.
You've experienced these things, I'm sure. Hey, and a woman let you know, man, they don't want no punk, man.
Right.
Yeah.
If a woman can run over you, bro, you're not gonna get no fucking respect, man.
Yeah, but you guys, see, I can't even put no number on it because you got some women that want an alpha male. You got a lot of women that want a beta male. Because a lot of women want the power to run over the men. They really don't want no men. They want them to say, nigga, I want to tell you what to do. I want you to bring me the bread home.
Yeah. They call it beta male providers.
Yeah.
That's some women be what?
They don't really want men with the
They don't want to be told what to do.
yeah, told to do authority, power, yeah. They don't want that.
They don't want to be controlled.
Right.
They want to have their liberty to do what they want to do.
They want you to come downstairs and kill that spider though. You see the bullshit they be on?
Oh,
They-
fight for me. He disrespected me.
Yeah.
Okay, but then when I tell you to cover your body up, your ass don't want to listen to that shit. When I tell you not to do certain things that bring that attention, oh, you ain't trying to hear that shit, but then you want me to hop in the street with Ray and Pookie. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. No, you gonna have to listen. Look, you got yourself in that shit, man.
Yeah, bro, and like, we know our women is stacked up. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, if y'all get into a position where, look, as long as don't nobody put your hands on your woman, then it's cool. But all that talking shit, and let the niggas do that. But shit, cause these little niggas today, you nigga fuck around shoot you behind some shit. About you telling them, hey yo, don't be looking at my woman. Man, let the niggas do that.
You fighting the whole
She's
world.
fighting the whole world, bro. She's stacked.
Back.
So there ain't nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying? Let it go.
You better, hey, look.
You gonna hear little niggas say, hey man, that ass is fat. You got to let that go, bro. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, bro, I don't do it. For me personally,
You gonna be mad, bro.
everybody got to do their own thing.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be on some. You need to cover that shit up. Hey, I'm gonna have my bitch covered up like a Muslim.
But
But that's to each his own.
yeah, the majority of women ain't with that shit.
Man, majority of women gonna be fighting.
Let them be, man. Hey, let them be, man.
Yeah.
Just let them, long as they ain't on some crazy shit. Like, man, like,
Yeah, man. 'Cause, hey, man.
Bad
That's
mom,
one
man.
thing you learn when you come into the truth, bro. Is there's a lot of situations you ain't got control over.
yeah, we don't.
Boy.
We don't.
You can try and see if it works, but if it don't, you can't be discouraged.
That's part of the curse, though. To show that what? We ain't got no power. We ain't got no authority even over our own women. So that's just another reminder. Look at it. 'Cause that's a reminder of, damn, we in a lower state.
Yeah,
Gotta
and,
get
hey,
the fuck up out of here.
that's what we did to the Most High. So now we know how
Now
it
we
feels.
know how I feel, bro. Yup. That's a good example, man.
Yep, showed all the goodies to all these other philosophers.
The brothers could do it, though. You know what I'm saying?
Now you give me some ponchos.
That's how I do it. Buy some classy ponchos.
Yeah, man. I done told my woman, I'm like, me and you going shopping. You ain't about to be walking out there like, me and you going shopping.
Buy him some mom clothes. Have them classy. I want us to start dressing more classy. Classical. Go below the knees. Get some skirts that go below the knees. Might be pleated where it don't really flatter the booty.
Yeah.
Try a little different shit.
And then you show what's the word I'm looking for? You give them compliments. You're like, yeah, man, you look real good.
I like
this and that. I like that. Right? So then they'll be more be more into dressing modest.
Yeah, and just tell them, put that be different in their mind. Like, yeah, sex. You gotta dress like you gotta know the world,
Yeah, man.
I go ahead, bro.
Like Tatiana.
This is verse 20. Verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed,
So she's not promising nobody.
and lay hold on her,
What happened?
he took her by force.
No, I mean, I'm just.
Rhetorical question. Right. It says, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver.
Now, why would he give to the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, bro?
Right? Because now you took away an asset, man. Asset,
right?
One of his servants, and that was going to be a daughter that he was going to marry off to someone of his choice to create that business transaction. Right? So now you have to replace his servant. You have to replace him.
That's one less manservant he would need, because she would be grinding meal, gathering water, doing this, doing that. Getting the fruits and vegetables, whatever the case may be. Now you done took his servant before he was ready. Now you gotta accommodate him, so he's gonna get him another servant.
There you go.
Scripture say, hold thy children to labor in their youth. Particularly talks about the son, but daughters had work that they did too. Bow down their neck from their youth. That's how you keep children in line. You get them shit to do.
Back in the day, women used to be ladies, man. Which means what? A kneader of bread. Kneader of dough, man. She making bread. That's what the word lady means.
So read 28 again. What you at, 28, right?
Yeah, 28.
Go ahead.
Verse 28. If a man find a damsel which is a virgin, which is not like. Let me read it again. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and he shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days.
Now, why wasn't he put to death? Why wasn't he put to death then? If he raped her, why wasn't he put to death? Because that's not his. Yeah? Lawful. It's lawful. It's not a sin. It's not a sin. Because she didn't have a husband, and she wasn't betrothed to anybody. See, so now that's his wife. See, because sex consummates the marriage. Yeah, you can read that one. Yeah. Sex consummates the marriage. So he didn't go off. That's all in the law. So for y'all to say, oh, you can't do that. Yes, you could. The difference that it showed you is, hey, if a man lie with a woman that has a husband, right? They both are with it. They both get put to death. A man that sleeps with a woman that's betrothed to a husband, right? And by force, right? And she don't cry out, they're both getting put to death. Now she's betrothed to a husband and she do cry out, he's getting put to death because obviously she didn't want it. But the one that's betrothed to not betrothed, and he lied with her and take her, then it's all good. They got to pay the father though.
You know what? And that's why it was such a weighty matter to marry off your daughter. That was a form of protection. That's why you got her betrothed as soon as you could. Why? Because now that she's been promised, let a nigga try it. That nigga gonna fucking die.
Oh, well, say if he wasn't a man of understanding, and you wouldn't get nothing from it. So now you just lost twice. Your daughter is married to a fool, and you ain't getting paid nothing. So you just lost twice. No, well, at least you got the money now. I got 50 shekels. But when it was your choice to marry off, you giving her to a man. Oh yeah, his family is in good standing. Their name is good.
And by betrothing her, you're giving that other layer of protection. You know? Now if she was a silly ass, and she wanted the shit too, then okay, they both gotta die at that point. But once you betrothed her, okay, and she cried out and somebody came, she's protected from death now.
Yeah.
Because you've already did your job as a father and you found somebody for her to be married and betrothed to.
Right.
You see? So if you was on your shit, you know what I mean? In that particular aspect in the old days, then it was like a form of protection. You were that hedge for your daughter. Her husband would become that hedge after she left your household. You know?
Yep.
You see? But if you're just letting her around go willy-nilly, you ain't worried about it, I'll just go do whatever.
Yeah, but what does the scripture say? Where there's no hedge, thieves break through and steal. Right?
Yeah, the goods are spoiled where there's no hedge, man. You know? So yeah, if you ain't putting up that form of protection around your daughter, any Tom, Dick, and Harry can walk up and grab her. Unfortunately, but they can walk up and grab her, and boom, now that's you my wife now.
Right.
And it ain't shit you can do about
Right.
it.
Now, I was trying to make the analogy before about the business transaction, right? Because this is all according to the law, right? So you could imagine, you know, and I'm just like extrapolating. You can imagine how in the ancient world, when we was following the laws, and say you might have had a son, and you might have had 2 daughters, right? And your son, he's about to be, he's already a man, right? He already hit the age of 12, and he's already hit puberty. So you know he wants a wife now, right? He comes to you like, hey dad, listen, dad, hey, could you please give me a wife, right? Could you please marry a wife unto me, right? But say you ain't got a baby like that, right? You ain't rich. You a little on the poor side, right? So then you tell your son, like, okay, well, you want a wife, son? Okay, that's cool, but we're gonna wait. So don't go around trying to snatch no virgins up, right? Because I ain't got 50 shekels to pay. We ain't got 50 shekels to pay, right? Just as we read, if he takes her, you have to give 50 shekels to the father. We ain't got 50 shekels to pay, so we're gonna wait until your sisters become of age. Then we're going to get the 50 shekels that we got from marrying her off. Then we're going to get you a wife. Then we're going to marry your other sister off. You're married off to her. You know, I got 50 shekels. We use that to get you a wife. I got 50 shekels. You're married off to a wife. And we have a whole connection to a family, right? Let's say that family, the daughter that he married the son off to, say her father's a really rich man, right? Now they straight, they good, they straight, and then your father's a little more rich. So going into how it could be a business transaction, right?
Yeah, but their father's not going to see his daughter struggle. It's kind of like too with who was that? Was that Jacob? Jacob and Laban.
Yep.
He benefited off of the inheritance. Well, there were more into it. The Lord increased him, right, and his flocks. But there were certain things that Rachel and Leah had as well, wasn't it?
But there's another situation where,
There's another.
according to the law, if a man only has a daughter, right, he doesn't have any sons, right, and
The inheritance.
the inheritance, it would be the daughters, but you would have to marry your daughter off to a man that's of the same tribe.
Yeah.
So then that man received the inheritance.
Right. And there was another situation too where there was a daughter that was given up as a prize if somebody completed a task.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
That's David. David.
It wasn't David.
The
It was,
foreskins of the Philistines.
no, it was another David.
Another one.
You talking about?
It wasn't
I know what you're talking about, but it was like somebody else. It wasn't as high.
I know you're talking about. It wasn't David.
I think the one who ended up getting it was one of his own brothers.
Yeah.
One of his own brothers ended up completing the task, and then he got the daughter as the wife, and then that brother blessed them with the field, with the stream. She went and like asked, I want a stream on my land.
gotta get that.
And she was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bless you with this.
What is it? I forgot how it went. I forget how it went, but I know
What I'm talking
that.
about now.
I'm gonna read this though. The book of Ecclesiasticus 22, verse 4. A wise daughter shall bring an inheritance to her husband, but she that liveth dishonestly is her father's heaviness. She that is bold dishonor both her father and her husband, but they both shall despise her. You see? Hey, so a woman that's out of order, right? She's not going to only displease her father or let's say this honor both her husband, or her father, and her husband. Now we know when you do marry your daughter off, hey, she's no longer your possession. Possession goes to the husband. Anything after that, you can't do nothing. That's all your daughter's business, so to speak. You couldn't, hey, it can't be we don't want to fight or anything when you hear something going on. You can't say, oh, let me go, what's going on with my daughter? Man, you don't have that no more. That's not your possession no more. And shit that be going on nowadays, oh, you something on my daughter, man, nigga, once we consummate the marriage through sex,
mine.
well, that's mine. You have no say-so over her. That's how it's really supposed to go.
Yeah, real talk.
Nigga, take your ass, old ass out of here. Don't say
We don't need that disrespect.
but you don't have no say-so over her. She's mine now. You know what I mean? Found it? Yeah.
Joshua 15 and all right. You know what?
Well, this is one, Joshua 15 and 19.
That's what it is. Make sure I got it. Joshua 15 and 19. Yes, Salakia. Okay.
Want to get more of the story?
I'm gonna start at 16. And Caleb said, "He that smite Kiriath Sefer and taketh it, to him will I give Akash my daughter to wife." And Othniel the son of Kenaz, brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave him Akash his daughter to wife. And it came to pass that she came unto him, and she moved him to ask of her father a field, and she lighted off her ass. And Caleb said unto her, "What wouldest thou?" Who answered, "Give me a blessing, for thou hast given me a south land, give me also springs of water." And he gave her the upper springs and the nether springs. So that was a situation of where the wife asked the favor of her father, who had land and who had certain substance, to give unto her, after she had got married to Caleb in this instance.
Right. So hey, you married off to a woman who got a rich father, you could be living good.
Yeah,
man.
he liable to give you, and if you a real rich, he liable to be like, hey man, here go 150 shekels, man. Or here go 50 shekels, here go 7 beasts, and here go a portion of land.
You want a piece of land,
You know what I'm
And
saying?
you know what?
servants.
They do this kind of thing, bro. They uphold these kind of laws still in West Africa, bro. They still uphold it, man. I got different family members who are from there where they had to give dowries for their wife, right? They had to buy certain things, right? They had, one family member, his father-in-law is super rich. He got land, he got cattle, he got all types of stuff. And he gave him, because his wife's father, was rich. He gave him a whole plot of land. He's like, here, I got some land for you, here, take it. You know? So this is not far-fetched, man. You know?
Yeah.
Sirach 13? No, Sirach 44. This is what it goes on. I'm gonna read it. So this goes back to Job 8 and 8. I believe it's Sirach 44. Job 8 and 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers. So doing this, hey brothers, y'all can always Google what was the marriageable age in ancient Israel. It's going to tell you. It's say 13, 14, 15. See? Or type in when does a girl become a woman? And you might gotta dig a little bit because that would be putting 18 and shit now. 18. But this is how much he's a hypocrite. Some states they say a woman's not legal until 18. Then in Las Vegas they say 16. Bro, his fucking laws don't even match up on all 50 states.
Yeah. And then there are certain marriage laws where under the consent of the parents, they're able to marry at a very young age, 13 and up. And that's under consent of the parents. It was the same thing in the past for the most part, under the consent of the father. Let me go ahead and control you so that your future is set up, so that you're protected from niggas who is horn dogs or whatever the case might be.
Right, and then if it's not even a good city, they tell you to the shit. That's just how it was.
Right.
And that's why it goes back to going back. That's why women wasn't just gadding abroad like that, because guess what? You just be gadding abroad in the city, then you're getting talked. So usually the fathers had what? Different servants to go, okay,
Bodyguards,
can you go in? Yeah, units. Can you go into the city and go grab this and go grab that? You send your daughter up out there and she ain't betrothed. Oh, she's definitely liable to get raped, man.
Right, right.
Because it happens. It happens.
Right, and so we, I could definitely understand the anger that comes with thinking about, your child was forced to do something they didn't want to do. But at that point, they weren't considered a child in ancient times nor today. And also, you know what I'm saying? If in that time, if you were doing what you were supposed to do, there were certain protections that you could give to that young lady. So you got to get out your feelings about it, man. According to the scriptures, you wasn't allowed to go on a tirade. You wasn't allowed. It didn't say the daddy get to whip his ass and he get 50 shekels. It don't say that. I'm gonna stumble a mud hole in him and then get 50 shekels, and then still keep my daughter. No, it don't say that. It say he got to give you 50 shekels. That's gonna be his wife. He can't get rid of her for the rest of his life.
Like we read up earlier in the chapter, say this dude was just a hornball, man. Say he just wanted the wife because she looked good, right? Yeah, she looked good. I just want to do this, but then he found like, no, I don't really like you like that. So then he brings up a false accusation.
My dad's got stuck with her.
Yep. Now you stuck with the rest of your
Yeah,
life.
so yeah, and hey, that's where temperance falls in too. Like your brother said, if you was a hornball, well, you stuck. And don't be broke. So pretty sure there was something what happens if you broke and you ain't got 50 shekels. You got 50 shekels to pay, man. You got my daughter. Yeah, or something. I know they had something to work that out.
You gonna have to work for him 7 years, bro.
But probably, you probably had certain situations where probably wasn't doing it too. If you didn't have money just to give out like that,
Right.
man, about to just pop. You like, I ain't got 50 shekels to give up.
That's exactly why I brought forth that example, man. To think about how it wouldn't have gone down. Like you gotta tell your son, like, hey man, I know you want a wife. You can't just go around.
Hey, it wasn't like kids in the candy store when it came to just snatching up women and just doing nothing. Nope. You gotta take care of her the rest of your life. Food, raiment, place to live. She gonna probably want her own quarters. Let's say you do it 3 times. That's 3 separate living quarters. 3 separate food bills, 3 separate clothes bills, 3 separate women. You got to pop, but you can't diminish.
You got to feed.
You got to feed.
You need more animals.
What does it say? If a man take another wife, he shall not diminish her duty in marriage or arrangement.
Or arraignment. So that means you got to pop her, and you got to provide her living situation too. Her clothes, food, shelter. That's your responsibility now. So get you as many as you want if you can take care of them. You can't. You might want to consider that. That ain't righteous to have them all, struggling like that.
Hell no. Alright, so we're going to close out with Jeremiah 6, verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. See? So even though we bring about these old paths, the old paths we walk in is the righteousness and the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Right? But when we bring the old paths up, that we supposed to even look upon and say, oh, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. We know that it ain't supposed to be like this. We got to accept that, man. You got to accept the old past. Now, we're not saying just because y'all know them all now, just going out there and being an answer. See? Because it's in, hey, what did Paul say? Everything is lawful unto me, but not expedient. Because if you do some madness, if you go sleep with that child that they say is underage, you're going to jail. Esau's the devil, he's a hypocrite, he's going to throw you in jail. So it's just best not to do it. You know?
You don't want none of these you don't want none of these women who lawfully they're of marriageable age, man. Because in the ancient world, it was different, man. They was trained up to be women, man. They weren't. You have to imagine all the BS that they were putting in the food and stuff like that, man. That we're in a lower state than we were before, man. So you would imagine the women back in that day, okay, coming into their puberty, They look like straight up full-grown women, man. And you see some of it today too, man. Hell yeah. Shit. You like what? 13, 14, look like they 26.
15, yep, 15. Grown as hell, bro.
Yeah, and dressing like it too.
Dressing
man.
like it, man. This shit, man.
The way they get taught.
And then Jeremiah 6 verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the path, Slakia, and ask for the old path, where is the good way, and walk therein. And ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein.
Alright? So that this just linked up with this. And I just want to read this. We try to get it off on this. Isaiah 28 in verse 8. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little and there a little. For with stammering, which goes into mocking, lips and another tongue will he speak to this people, to whom he said, this is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest. And this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear. So what did he just say? He said, seek for the old ways. Therein shall ye find rest. Go throughout the whole scripture. This is our rest and our comfort in the midst of these troubling times. So what's going to happen to these people that say they will not rest? Let's listen. Verse Salakia. All right, verse 13. But the word of Yahweh was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little and there a little, that they might go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken. So reject the old paths, reject the old ways that the Most High set up in righteousness, and see what's going to happen. You ain't going to have the true understanding. He just said, seek the old pathway and there go to rest. Cause the weary to rest is what he just said. But if you reject it, guess what? You ain't going to get it.
You ain't gonna get it.
You ain't going to get it.
It's a puzzle, bro.
Much love to y'all.
It's a
Y'all be
puzzle.
safe. All right,
Thank you,
later.
brother. Hey, shout out to us.
It's a puzzle, man.
Hey, we were the people of the Bible.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
So 1 second, come here, bro. So with knowing that we're the people of the Bible, how must we conduct ourselves?
Above them.
Huh?
Above them.
Give reproof and instruction. Above them?
Yeah.
So what Deuteronomy 4 real quick. What made us above them? Or Taziar, get Deuteronomy 4.
He said it in the
back.
Bible. He said it, not me.
So I'm saying, so what made us above them? I know
We
that
don't disagree with you.
yeah, we're agreeing.
No. What? You asked the question. I can't answer that. He said it in the Bible. I didn't say it. He said it.
We're agreeing with you. We said
I know we are. We're on the same page, but I'm not being
I'm
argumentative.
saying what made us above them? What was given to us to make us above
We got the
other
covenant,
nations?
but the covenant has been broken though, at the same time.
Right, we broke the covenant. We did break the covenant.
Yeah.
We did do that. That's why the Lord was dealing with us. That's why he divorced us.
He's still, no. You said that in past tense. It's still in the future right now.
So we coming
You said
back now
Deuteronomy.
through the true
Let's
understanding.
come back.
Are
then.
we all
Let's come
four
back.
Start through the true understanding of
You said
who we are.
Deuteronomy 4 or
We're
5.
on the same page, bro.
Yeah, I got a scripture for you, bro. Isaiah 55 and 7. Actually, I'm going to do verse 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Because right now the time of grace is here. And you can find the word. You can find the truth. So you got to seek the Most High while you can. All right, verse 7. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Lean not unto thy own understanding, right? You got to understand what the Most High wants for you.
So,
Okay? And let him return unto Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. You see? So we got to understand the thoughts of the Most High. So when the brother asks you certain questions, you'll understand it because you have seeked after the Most High's face. You have sought after his thoughts, and you have aligned your life with them. So that's what makes us above the other nations. We have a link, a direct line to the Most High's ways and his thoughts on how to operate in righteousness.
He chose us to preach to them.
No, you told us to preach to our own people and to rule the earth
you
in
got to preach to the
righteousness.
Jews and the Gentiles.
Hey, the Gentiles is our people in the lost state of man, man.
No, the Gentiles are everybody.
Gotta get more study, bro.
Everybody. Hold on. I think the Gentiles are everybody that has nothing to do with
Why would he
us.
say we above them and then all of a sudden we put on the same level now, bro?
No,
But
I didn't never say we were put on the
puts
same
us
level.
On the same level. If everybody can repent, and everybody can be blessed by the Most High. What's the difference between us and them?
Jesus died for the righteous and unrighteous, right?
Bro, only other nations.
But he says the righteous and unrighteous.
But how we gonna have them in captivity if now they can be repentant and get blessed? They're gonna be in captivity, bro.
But wait a minute. You said so. Did Jesus die, or so-called Jesus? Did he die for the sins of the world, or for the sins of Israel?
The sins of the world.
Acts
But
5, please.
he chose Israel to teach everybody else.
Acts 5. That's true. That's gonna happen.
In the kingdom.
We're gonna be over them still. Acts 5, please, Bubble the
I
Show.
never said who's gonna be over. I'm not disagreeing with that part. What I'm saying is he died for everybody. So
Okay, so where does it say that he died for the sins of the whole?
Jesus died for the righteous and unrighteous.
Where?
The unrighteous is the whole world that lives unrighteous.
The Lord died for the sins.
So you want to pick and choose when the Bible is literal.
Huh?
That's what you're saying right now.
Okay, so
when you say that, that's what you're saying.
So if I give you a dark saying in purple, you're not gonna know at all.
Look, all I'm saying is you're picking and choosing when you want to take the Bible
Bible's
literal
No,
and don't want to
no,
take it.
no.
The Bible's written in
No,
code.
So when he says he died for the unrighteous and righteous,
Okay, so
what does that mean? Just half of the unrighteous?
So can you give me a
Does
scripture?
he say he died for half of the unrighteous or not?
Brother, can you give me a
Does
scripture?
he say he died for
Hold
the
on.
righteous
I
and
got
unrighteous?
one for you.
I give you the scripture. You know it.
Hold
What
on,
is
listen,
it?
Listen.
Do you not know what I'm saying?
What scripture?
Am I speaking a lot?
we get
We're
the
talking
general-
as men
we
right
can
now.
ask
Man,
for a
no, we're
scripture.
talking as men right now.
Now, can you give me
Did
the
I-
scripture so we
am
can
I
go
lying?
get it? Can you give me a scripture so we can get
Let's
it and
deal
read
with
it?
something. Let's deal with something that I know you know,
That's
right?
what I'm-
The
hold on.
scriptures say it's easy enough for a child to understand, right? But is it not true that there are things in here that a child cannot comprehend, that have to be broken down? So that's a literal thing. That doesn't
So you're
mean,
picking and choosing when you
no,
want to be literal.
bro. A child is not going to understand the deep sayings. The scriptures tell you that meat, the meat is for those with experience. There are things that a child can break down, but then there are things that you have to be practicing in this word to understand as well. Likewise, everything that's said is not going to be verbatim literal. It has to be broken down to you once you gain that understanding through your
Okay.
experience.
So when he says he's going to die for the righteous and unrighteous, what does that mean?
That means that there's righteous, and ultimately you have to understand you.
No, I'm asking
He
you a
came
question.
for the children of Israel.
Just
yeah,
them. Nobody
that's
else.
them. Yeah, just them. There's righteous Israelites and there's wicked Israelites. There's wicked in the whole world. Yeah, I accept that. There's wicked everywhere. But when it comes down to who he's dealing with, us, bro, us. And the reason
chose us.
see, now you getting into your song. You just read forsake your own song.
No. There's other scriptures. I can't quote all the rest of them.
Study more. You
I
can
do.
start. You got a good start
I think you
of
need
knowing
to
you were
study more.
Israel.
Acts 5. Okay, so when we read Acts 5,
But I'm talking about the Bible.
Acts 5, and I want somebody to give the scripture that he's talking about so we can break that down the correct way. Acts 5, please.
Book of Acts, chapter 5,
Verse 29.
and verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey the Most High rather than men.
Right.
The Most High of our fathers raised up Jesus, whom he slew and hanged on a tree.
You agree with that, right?
Him hath God exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins.
Is there anything else on that? No. There's not.
Israel,
What does that mean?
no, it don't mean it don't go against what I just said. I know that much.
Yes,
What
it
you-
did.
what he just know
Because
that?
repentance and forgiveness of sins are only for the Israelites.
I got
Now-
Matthew 10.
Right?
No, I didn't get that.
Read it again.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 5 and verse 29.
And you tell me what you get from it.
I'm going to start at 30. The God of our fathers raised up Jesus, whom he slew and hanged on a tree. Him hath God exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins.
Tell me what that means. If you could. Can you explain it to me?
It sounds like he said he's going to give repentance to Israel and forgive sins.
Forgiveness to Israel.
Not to Israel. It does not
I got
say
another
that.
one. I got another one.
I'll
Luke
listen.
1 and 69. It's 68.
Look, I love y'all.
Hold on. Yeah,
I was just fighting for y'all in
This is
Market
love-
Square.
This is love too,
So I'm
bro.
not going against y'all.
Oh, it's cool. This is love here too. While we showing you the
What
ways
we
of the Most
differing
High.
is, I think there's going to be, I think there's this, they can get saved too.
The scriptures say, let every man be a liar and the Most High be the truth.
Yes,
So
sir.
we can't go by what we think. We're going to read to you what the scriptures say. Luke 1 and 68. Blessed be Yahweh power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and hath raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. We need saving. That's why niggas is shouting Black Lives Matter, because we need saving, not the world. Esau don't need saving. White people don't need saving. Chinese ain't the ones getting killed like dogs. Africans ain't not the real Africans ain't want we being killed like dogs.
Hey, bro. What's going on down there? You don't know nothing that's going on down there? Bro, they're blocking us off, bro. We about to get out of here.
Yeah, let's go. Hey, with that, we're going to give all honor, glory, and praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rukakodash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the old for the elect. With that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Hey, hold on, y'all. I'm going to get contact with Big Lee.